Doctor, question that's always bothered me and a lot of people, Mayflower combined with Philadelphia. No-brainer, right? Because this is where the Mayflower landed. Not so. It turns out Columbus actually set foot somewhere down in the West Indies. Little-known fact. How does the name Mayflower get up to the Quaker City?
Well, it wasn't actually Columbus, the Mayflower, as you probably remember, and he did land in Plymouth Rock.
Well, they landed several places because there's the Nina, the Pinta. There are a couple of them. They all landed in different places, but
not really.
Well, I'm not the historian. Let the people in the production booth deal with that one.
Really.
You're hypocrites, all of you.
You got a problem with what I'm saying, Larry? Untie your tongue and you come out here and talk, huh? Am I upsetting you, princess?
Jesus hits on me one more time, I'm fucking out of here.
I remembered, you know. I always liked you.
Well, I always liked you.
I always liked you so much.
So, Mike, should we get together another time?
No, I'm sorry. It's, you know, I thought we'd have a really terrific time.
It's okay, Mike.
You were such a super lady.
buddies. It's the Ron and Fez show on a Monday, and what are we? 5 minutes into this damn thing, and already the Czech Republic is all over the USA. 1-0, we're down in the World Cup. This is our sport, ladies and gentlemen, soccer. It's what America is known for. How could we possibly fall apart with the Czech Republic? All right, Ron and Fez show. I'm Ron, there's Fez.
Hiya, buddies.
And Earl on the music. How you doing today, Earl?
Hello, everybody. I'm doing quite well.
Are you? Well, it's 1-0, my friend. 1-0.
Is there any way to get out of this at this point?
Well, yeah, we're going to get out of it probably within 2 games, like we normally do. You know, you look at this, I forget, there was some kind of thing, if we fall behind 1-0 at the beginning of a game in World Cup play, after that our record is like 0-12-1. So it's ridiculous. How was the score? I'm sitting there listening to Robert Crane, and the next thing I look up, and it's 1-0.
I literally turned away to look at how much time was left on the song, and I turned back. They're already running around and celebrating.
Jeez, see, I can't even enjoy.
Damn Czech Republic.
I can't even enjoy. Luckily, one of the Ronaldos won yesterday, so that filled me with joy. One of my 3 namesakes right now in the World Cup. All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Hey, Scott, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
What's up, Ronnie? Yeah, I just wanted to see how Fezzi's doctor's appointment went.
All right, Fezzy, I got nothing but emails saying best of luck and good luck, bro. You had the big nuke juice sent through your heart on Friday. How did it all work out?
Yeah, I appreciate everyone who sent emails and posted on ronfez.net all their well wishes.
None of the other message boards matter to you? Just ronfez.net?
Oh, ronfezshow.net, posttours.net, MySpace, Ron and Fez Show. All that.
Nothing for the whackbag kids? No love there?
Whackbag.com.
Nothing for the full-blown AIDS guys? They get nothing from you?
They make me nervous to begin with, so. Actually, it didn't go on Friday. I went in Thursday, got that stuff done that I had to get done in preparation for Friday.
What was that exactly?
That is where I had a Holter, is what they call it, put on me, and it's a heart monitor that I have to wear for 24 hours. So I got that all done. I walked around for a day with wires hanging off of me. I actually went to the doctor's office on Friday for the nuke juice test, and my insurance was fouled up with the doctor's office, and they did not perform the test. They did not perform the treatment.
So because your insurance didn't go through?
Exactly. Yeah.
Who would insure you is the question. That was the insane question.
I'm insurable.
I don't know, my friend.
I'm lovable and insurable.
Like a cracked glass egg. I don't understand why anybody wants to bet against that. So what happens? You're laying on the table?
No, I didn't even get that far. I'm trying to take my shirt off in the lobby, and they wouldn't even let me. They said, you go home. We should have this all worked out by Monday. So I'm supposed to call them today after the show and see about rescheduling it.
You're talking about yet another 3-day weekend. That's where you're going with this.
Which I hate. You know that about me. I can't stand.
So, this is why nobody wants to get behind you and act like we're all caught up in your drama. Because it just doesn't work out.
This is not my fault. I felt like the guy who goes in for the lethal injection and finds out, oh no, the lawyers worked something out, we're going to put it off another 3 days.
Put a little bass in it, big man. When you get up that high, I know you're lying. This is not my fault. I really wanted to have this done. Earl, I want you to call that doctor and find out if he saw the needle and go running out of there. Because I have a feeling that's what happened. And if not, this is why I wanted you or Bronx Johnny to take him. Because he doesn't do it on his own.
I hate a needle, and more than that, I hate a needle filled with nuke juice.
Well, they put. Did you see how they do this? They
put
it right in the head of your dick. It's
what?
A big, long needle.
You have to do it like when we were kids, where like the mother and a couple of nurses have to hold you down to get the needle in.
Hit you with an ether rag on the way in.
No, you ever notice how strong kids suddenly get?
Oh yeah,
when the needle is coming.
Yeah, trust me, I'm a dad. I see how strong kids get if you say no ice cream. They fucking have the strength of 10 retards. There's no stopping them.
I think I was like 4 years old. My mother went and said it was me and like 3 nurses and 2 doctors to hold me down to get that needle in.
Sure, because first of all, they tell you you're 4, and then your dad tells you now you're off to see the white man. The only time he's ever seen a white man, he's had a big needle. It's either pulling a tooth with a pair of pliers or shoving a needle in his ass. It's not easy.
My parents could never tell me I was going to the doctor when I was a kid. A sickly kid, then known as fatty pneumonia. and they would just put me in the back seat of the car and start driving, and they would never tell me where we were going. I would keep asking, are we going to the store? Where are we going? They would never tell me, and I got to the point where I could recognize the neighborhood. Getting close to the doctor's office, and then I would freak.
You're like a dog with a vet. It's fucking embarrassing. They had to tell Fez when he was younger, you're going to go out and see a pair of balls. And then finally they would hit him with ether and try to unlodge whatever he had stuffed in his ass.
I don't know why no one tried it on Friday.
Your dad told me how many times he had to take you to the emergency ward to have stuff taken out of your ass. Just time and time again.
Things happen. Kids, they get rowdy.
A lunchbox you put in there? That's embarrassing.
I was saving that sandwich for later.
Oh, it's probably still in there somewhere. Just an old liverwurst and mayo for decades.
It's gone.
All right, so nothing happened, and we took off for no reason.
Exactly. And I'm as pissed as anyone.
Sure you are. All right, let me go to all you well-wishers now. Nothing. Abandoned.
Where are my well-wishers?
No one believes you anymore. You can only cry wolf so many times. Now, the odd thing is, I feel like you look better now since the heart attack. You seem, the other day, Earl, I'm walking through the village. Who comes the other way? Here comes Fez Watley with this little bag full of stuff. And I'm like...
Funny me being in the village.
And I got my chick with me. We spent like 15, 20 minutes talking to Fez on the corner. As we're walking away, I said to my chick, I go, I haven't seen that guy in years. He was so energetic, so back to himself, talkative, he wasn't fainting. And I'm like, I think Fez may be back, the old Fez.
I've been feeling much better in this past week. I got my meds changed like about 3 weeks ago. And I've been feeling much better starting like this past week as I lead into nuke juice.
Why did you get your meds changed?
Oh, because I was a mess.
Because I demanded it after that day that we went to P.J. Clark's. I cannot tell you. Fez almost fainted like 4 times on the street. At one point, and I don't know how medication affects you. And I don't know whether you can even see it off from there, Earl. But at one point I look up during the show, and Fez is just silently sobbing for no apparent reason. Some air of doom hits him. And people always say to me, hey, when did Fez seem like he went away for a while in the middle of the show? There have been occasions where he just needs the time to cry it out. And that's because you can't handle the meds?
Yeah, well, I'm so emotional to begin with. Mm-hmm. I'm walking that tightrope every day of my life anyway. Mm-hmm. And the meds just push me right over that cliff.
But what gets you so upset? It doesn't even matter what it is?
No, it can be just about anything.
Yeah.
And, there's they tell me, I'm a depressed person going into a heart attack. And then they told me afterwards, they go, you can expect, some severe depression here.
Yeah.
That's what my doctor's telling me. He goes, it's, completely normal for you to be totally depressed.
Well, finally you're normal. This is such a great step forward for you. So you've spent the last few months really, really depressed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just in bad shape.
Right. Yeah,
of just give me another heart attack and get this life over with.
You're really on the edge there, ready to die?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was totally like that.
All right, so Fez, Earl, I want you to plan the funeral with me.
Do not plan a funeral. I'm back, baby.
My idea is this, Earl. An old-fashioned black jazz funeral. Oh. We take him right down 125th Street.
That would be nice if I didn't have to die for it.
Oh, you're going to love it. Then I have his body transported to Northern Virginia.
No.
And have him buried right outside Reston, the way he always wanted.
Reston? Oh, my gosh. I will find a way to crawl out of the dirt if I am buried in Northern Virginia. Do not do that to me.
I thought you were going to cremate him.
I wouldn't mind cremating you, Fez.
Don't cremate me. I want to be buried. I don't want to be cremated. Don't let him burn me, Ronnie. Don't let him burn me.
Now you want to be buried today? One zip. I can't stand this. I'm trying to get into the World Cup, and why can't I have a USA team to cheer for?
There's not been a lot of scoring in this first round anyway, except maybe Mexico and Iran, that 3-1 game.
3-1 today. Australia scored 3 goals in the last, 7-8 minutes. I think the soccer's been pretty damn good. I mean, you're at the thing now where you got the top seeds against the lower seeds. This is the way it always is. It's like the beginning of March Madness. Why are we one of the lower seeds, though? Why are we losing to the Czech Republic? Maybe it's time to roll in the tanks. They know how to fucking react to that. They'll fold like there's no tomorrow.
Czechoslovakia is second ranked in the world, so these guys are real power. Yeah, they're second ranked in the tournament.
All right, wait a minute. They're ranked over England.
Yeah, so they're second in the world. So
they're ranked over Germany. They're ranked over Poland.
That's right. Yeah.
What are you basing that on?
I heard it on SportsCenter yesterday.
Alphabetical order.
I can't believe you. I cannot believe you that these teams are ranked over these teams that I brought up. I can't imagine that we're in that kind of trouble today. I need a soccer expert, one without flaming red hair and an alcohol problem. You come in here today smelling like you're ready for your first day chip. That's what kind of shape you're in. And I'm going to believe you that Czechoslovakia is number 2 in the world.
Mister, I'm going to cut back. I'm going to do something about this drinking problem. I got a drunk email from him over the weekend just letting me know what he had decided to have for dinner that night.
What do you eat?
Cheesesteak.
Nice move. I got a post cheesesteak. He said he ate several. He was very, very happy with himself. Did you make it yourself or did you go out somewhere?
I went out to this small Greek diner where they have great cheesesteaks.
Sure they do.
Poseidon.
I'm sure they do if you're from Jersey. I know I'd go over there and be disappointed as hell.
Poseidon, home of the upside-down cheesesteak.
I'd take you to Gino's in Philly, but since you don't speak English, I can't get you in. David, you're on Ron and Fez. Go ahead, buddy, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, fuck it then. If you don't have a phone, I can't go to you. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Hey, Bill. Bill, you're on the Ron and Fez show. How you doing, pal?
Hey, pretty good. Ronnie, listen, I hate to say it, but Czech Republic is number 2.
All right, damn it. In the whole world.
The U.S., well, yeah, in the whole world. In the U.S., I guess, is number 9. We almost crested the top 8, but we kind of got fucked. The world doesn't want us to win. But, yeah, bring the tanks in.
Yeah, we ought to roll tanks. I cannot believe that these guys, they're ranked over England.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know who the hell does the rankings.
Yeah, I do not understand soccer, and I don't understand how the whole thing works. And I'm trying to get into it. But I can't imagine any ranking in the world that would put these guys up there.
In fact, we're ranked over England. We're ranked number 8, and England is ranked number 9. So
he just said we were ranked number 9.
No, he's wrong. He's wrong.
The guy who backed you up is wrong.
I believe that.
Wait a minute, is Brazil coming through? Is that what that noise is for?
Everyone should just have this song as their soccer theme song, every country.
Where's Ecuador in this whole thing for Bronx Johnny? Bronx Johnny doing the Puerto Rican parade the other day. He had the Ecuadorian parade, and it was just him and a trombone and holding a knife in the other hand, just walking by himself.
Not much of a parade.
Ecuador is 37.
Isn't there only 32 teams in it?
No, there's 50 teams. Ghana.
I don't think Ecuador is in this, are they?
Mm-hmm.
Are they?
They won on Saturday, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams in this. Ghana is the worst ranked team. They're number 50, and we play Ghana, so that's our best.
I can't wait. I can't wait till we play fucking Ghana.
Yeah,
we're gonna kill.
They're Ghanas.
Here's Tony. Tony, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, it's Tony. I wanted to tell you guys, I saw your MySpace, and you guys are a couple good-looking guys. Just had to tell you that.
I was very uncomfortable. That's very, very uncomfortable. I can't put up with the MySpace thing. By the way, Mikey Boy sets all that stuff up for us. Mikey Boy is the real producer of this show. Do you understand that, Earl?
No, I don't. I'm the producer.
You're really not. You're really not. The real producer, the go-to guy for us is Mikey Boy. And we should even do, you know how they did the Appreciation Day for Little Jimmy? We should do a Mikey Boy Appreciation Day.
I'm in.
As soon as he gets his new show on HBO, I'm going to be behind him 1,000,000%. I think Mikey Boy's going to be in D.C. with us, too, right?
Yeah, he's going to stop by. We're going to be there Tuesday the 20th, a week from tomorrow.
Tuesday the 20th, and it's some kind of employee day there, but they said we could bring a few listeners in for us. in with us. So email us at ronandfez@aol.com if you're in the D.C. area, and we'll be able to bring a few people behind those gates at XM and let them check out the show. Here is Snuggins. Snuggins, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, buddy, long time. What's happening?
Not much. According to the newspaper here, when the World Cup started, FIFA actually had the U.S. ranked at 5th, which is insane, but...
What the hell happened today? Do you follow this? Do you follow this tournament?
Not really. I follow the World Cup, but I don't follow soccer at all.
Right.
From it.
Yeah, you just hop up every 4 years like the rest of us.
Yeah, just like the Olympics. But yeah, Italy was 13, and we were 5, so I was really scratching my head.
Yeah, I cannot believe them. I just, now, after seeing this Czech Republic suddenly being this big dynasty, and let's face it, once they're up 1-0, we're not going to see the ball again. You can watch them right now. They've just slowed everything down, and we're going to be screwed.
That's a shock, too, how they're ranked 2 when they should be playing hockey.
Yeah, I don't get it at all. Get back on the ice where you belong. Get back on the ice. All right, buddy. Talk to you later. You know, even though he's bleeding, Earl, he makes more sense than you. He's always bleeding from the head.
He's got a problem.
Here is Ashley. Ashley, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Hey, buddy boy.
Let's move on to some Mavericks now. Enough of this soccer stuff.
Oh, Jesus Christ, the Mavericks. What pain they've given me. What pain that they have given, not just myself, but the Kennedy family. I'm speaking now, as I normally will, for the entire Kennedy family. And here's the jinx. Who picked the Heat? Fez Marie Watley.
Oh, yeah, I picked the Heat in 7, which means, I guess according to the jinx, Mavs in 4?
It looks that way. It looks that way. It looks like they are unstoppable right now. Their stupid little blue uniforms is happy as hell.
Shaq had 5 points last night.
Sure he did. He's like John Connolly down there. He's catching the fray off the bullet.
And he kept dishing the ball out, hitting the open man, and no one could hit it. They kept hitting the side. Couldn't hit the side of a barn.
I got news for you, Shaq. You got to stuff that shit, my friend. Stop moving it around. It's a one-man team from this point on. Stuff it. Where's Steele when we need him? That thing's already over. Hey, Pistol Pete, you're on Ron and Fez.
Ramon, get fed, you cock.
Hey, Pete, that was unbelievably witty. Hold on while we all laugh. It was really outstanding. Gene, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, how are you, Ron?
Good, buddy.
I want to be the number 9 from Thursday.
Okay.
Number 9 on Thursday, Lenan, remember?
Yeah, oh yeah, we went out with broken phones last week, right?
Exactly. And the United States will win this game.
Based on what?
Huh?
Based on what, Gene?
Because I believe in the United States. They play very good soccer. I believe it. I'm from Brazil, and I believe the United States will win this game.
Now, who are you rooting for? Are you rooting for Brazil or United States?
Both of them. I believe both gets the, They're going to play against each other in the quarterfinals, though.
Yeah. Soccer is the only sport where it seems like you get to root for more than one team. Normally, like, if you're an NFL fan, you're not allowed to say, the Dolphins and Packers, that's who my two teams are. It's wrong with us. Gene, if we win this today, call back at the end of the show. I'll remember you, I'll remember your voice, and we'll send you into the big-ass prize closet, all right?
Okay.
All right, right now, that's all depend. This is Gene's win if the USA can come back. And I'm telling you right now, I would settle for a tie, Fez. I would just want to get us some kind of points.
A tie, at least give us some, give us something in that point column. Instead of the big goose egg.
Fez, this is kind of interesting. The Da Vinci Code, I wouldn't say it's stiffed here, but it did not set the world on fire, right? Overseas, it's kicking ass. And it actually passed the Passion of the Christ with global numbers. This thing just made $642 million. This is the breakdown right now. Da Vinci Code has done $189 million domestic, $453 million foreign. Passion of the Christ did $370 million in this country and only picked up another $253 overseas. So even though it's winning like almost 2-1 here in the United States, over Da Vinci Code. Around the world, it's just the opposite.
My initial thought would be, well, it's because the Da Vinci Code's in English, but I guess that wouldn't matter overseas whatsoever.
The Da Vinci Code is doing better overseas than they are here. So even though the Passion of the Christ wasn't in English, it did far better than the English-speaking one in this country. Earl, where's your feelings on this? Where are you at?
I think the European audiences were always they're much more open to begin with about things. So they probably looked at it as, they're looking at it with a much more open mind, and they're looking at it what it is. It's fiction.
Yeah, but why in this country, why did it stiff so bad? It's really odd when you think about it. Maybe our churches, you think our churches lined up against it and did like kind of a strong cock block?
Yeah, I think the churches got behind it. The reviews were brutal here in America.
Well, yeah. And I mean, the reviews were not great for Passion of the Christ. That was the thing where the churches actually built that one up in this country. I mean, if you ever really look at reviews for Passion of the Christ, they weren't strong. They were okay.
Yeah, but a lot of church groups, they went en masse, and they went more than once to see the movie. They had great repeat business as well.
Taking bus loads.
Yeah, they would take them literally by the busload to go see the movie.
It's kind of interesting when you look the whole thing over. Tony, you're on Ron and Fez. Hey, Tony. Lost you, pal. Fezzy, did you see this? Go ahead, were you going to say something?
Oh, no, I'm cool.
Did you see this thing about tattoos in this country? Right now, 1 in 4 people in the country has had a tattoo. We were far less than that some points back. But now, 1 out of every 4 people that you're going to run into has a tattoo.
I know I have 3 of them.
Yeah.
And I am probably someone that if you didn't know I had tattoos, I would never be taken as a person with tattoos.
Dave, how are you doing right now on your tattoos? How many do you have?
I have 10 tattoos, and I kind of use them. I like to use them for decoration, but also to
10 tattoos.
Yeah, 10 tattoos. 8 on my 2 arms, 1 on my chest, and 1 on my back.
Earl, where are you on the tattoo thing?
Not a 1. I don't have a tattoo.
Why don't you go out for branding like the brothers like to get as a nice branding?
I've seen those up close. That looks horrifically painful.
It looks like the slave days are back.
Yeah.
It's like, I thought black people were against branding. Now they can't wait to do it to themselves.
Like the black fraternities, they're really into the branding. I remember I met this one guy. I mean, you could just see the pus come sailing out of
pus or piss?
Pus.
Tell me the truth there.
Oh. No, it was pus. But
so, I mean, here's the thing against me. It used to be the opportunity for people to act like I'm a rebel. I'm on the outside. Now you're 1 out of every 4. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing outlaw about it at all. But
look at all the mommies with their back tattoos out there. They're just pushing something around with the back tattoo. What got you into it?
I was W. Axl Rose, because he's my favorite lead singer of all time, and Axl always had the tats, and I have red hair, and I figured if Axl Rose can look cool, with the tattoo.
Was there ever a time when anyone said that Axl, he really looks cool?
Yeah, I think in the early 90s, and that's actually, I got mine like in, I think, 1996 or something, so I think I was a little bit ahead of the curve. If you must know. I mean, my first one, 96, 97, I was getting tats.
Hey, Roger, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how you doing up there?
Good, buddy.
Hey, maybe Ben Roethlisberger could help out a little bit with one of his brain moves. That's probably a bad term. He got into a car accident today. Well, they're saying at 11:50 it occurred on his motorcycle 5 weeks after his team told him, hey, don't bother riding that motorcycle and be careful. And they said you might want to wear a helmet. Bill Cowher just lectured him, and next thing you know, he smashed his head against the windshield of a car, and they're reporting he's in critical condition in the hospital right now.
You are kidding me. I hadn't heard this story. Have one of the interns look that up. Thanks, Roger.
Yep, thank you. Take care.
Yeah, the riding a motorcycle when you're a pro athlete is always frowned upon. going without a helmet would just be insane.
What's his name? Kellen Winslow from the Browns?
Yeah.
Kellen Winslow Jr. They told him not to ride his bikes. He was doing, I guess, donuts or something in the...
Well, they have the accident. They have him. I don't know if they have the accident, but they have some kind of camera work because he was going around a parking lot. And you just see him pulling wheelies and just going out of his mind with it. Hey, Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, hey, buddies.
Yeah.
I was in the Corps for 6 years, and I got a couple tats, plus I got branded. There's no comparison. Woo!
The branding hurts like hell?
Oh, it hurts like a mother.
I did a branding on Polo years ago on the show. It really didn't work out as well as I wanted to. I was branding his ass, and really all we were using was a coat hanger that we had hooked up. And I forget, what were we trying to put on it?
Fuck you.
Fuck you across his ass. And I went down to a little too far, because it's really tough to work out depth perception when you're branding. I caught his sack, and one of his balls went up in flames. And he literally, where you going, Earl? Come back here. His head went up so hard that he knocked apart the part of the ceiling. Here is Alan. Alan, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's going on, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I got a fucking tattoo. The chicks just fucking dig the hell out of it, man. I got a pair of eyeballs on the head of my dick.
Yeah, what woman wouldn't love that? What woman wouldn't be just absolutely insane for that one? You get something on the head of your dick. Of course she wants that. Of course she wants it. You know, the bizarre thing is, now to me, the only tattoo I'm impressed with in the whole world is Mike Tyson's. Because it's right there on the face where everybody has to look at it.
He looks like one of the Road Warriors, except forever. It'll never come off.
It's a cool looking tattoo that Tyson have. You don't like the little teardrop tattoo? Just signifying you lost a pal or something like that?
No, it doesn't mean that. It used to mean I killed somebody. Is what it used to mean in prison. Not that I lost a pal. That would only look good on Bronx Johnny. Everybody else would look ridiculous. And I might put it on Fez just if he starts crying again for no reason. All right, we got this update. Roethlisberger has been in a motorcycle accident. They say that the injuries are not life-threatening. That's the early indications. He collided with a car near a downtown intersection. His head hit the windshield and was bleeding. He said in the past that he prefers not to wear a helmet, but they don't know whether he had one at all. He was conscious, appeared disoriented. Well, that's him all the time. And was taken to Mercy Hospital. All right, here's the weird thing. How would you like to be somebody, a Pittsburgh native, and you're the fucking asshole who ran into the Golden Boy?
You know they have to be marching through the town for the past 6 months yelling repeat, and you're the guy who has run over the quarterback.
Nathan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I got a buddy that's an undertaker, and they got a 300-pound fat girl in there, and underneath each titty, underneath one titty she had tattooed sweet, and underneath the other titty was tattooed the word sour.
I would say that was embarrassing, except for my own uncle had those over his nipples. My uncle was tatted up so much that when he went away on his honeymoon to Puerto Rico, he's in the hotel. The people that own the hotel come out and said, you have to put on a shirt. This is a family place. You can't be looking around looking like a tattoo monkey.
You know, now that I think about it, I never wear a short sleeve shirt around my parents. And I've had tattoos now since I was 22. And I refuse to wear a short sleeve shirt around my parents. No, I'm embarrassed.
They want you to, they know you have them?
They know I have them. My mom, I came out one time with she saw my Irish awful clover tattoo, and she screamed. She went, ah! And she calls my dad, Pat, we have a sailor in our house.
Is that right?
Yeah, like I was a bad drunken sailor.
And then your dad drops the Tullamore Dew. He comes running into the other room.
He was so pissed off. He was like, you know what kind of people get tattoos? Bad people get tattoos. And I was horrified. And from that, now, since then, my parents have been very nice and been like, hey, Dave, we know you have the tattoos. It's 102 degrees in New Jersey right now.
The Czechs just scored again.
Oh, holy shit.
This is done. The cup is over.
We still got Ghana. Don't worry. This is over.
Fortunately, they don't give you negative points for how bad you lose.
This little Landon guy, he says he wants to be the new Jeter and shit, and he hasn't done anything this game, for all I can tell. A little balding
He
head.
does seem like a new Jeter, like he should be playing shortstop. Fucking maroon. Come on, boys. We're trying to sit here. This thing's going to go on all summer, and we can't have a team in it? Look at this old drunk cheering for Chuck. I can't put up with it. I cannot put up with the fact. And then I'm cheering against Japan today when they're playing Australia. You know why, right?
No.
Maybe you've heard of a little thing called Pearl Harbor. I haven't fucking gotten over it. I can't believe the rest of the United States have. So they're up, they're winning 1-0, and then they end up giving up 3 goals late in the game. And I'm just like, yes, how's that? That's for every battleship you dropped while we were sleeping. You know what I'd like to do to Japan? I'd like to drop a big bomb on them every once in a while and see how they like it.
We did that already.
Not enough.
2 of them.
Not enough. Tom, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, buddy.
What's going on? I wanted to tell a story about I got caught with my chest tattoo.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was a week before 9/11. I had just finished getting a big God Bless America piece on my chest. And then about a week after 9/11, they did, like, tattoos and patriotism in the newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents bought the newspaper that day, and in the center of it was a big color picture of me with my chest tattoo, smiling with a stupid smile on my face.
So what, they were freaked out about it?
I got phone calls, and I was like, no, it's fake, I swear to God.
See, here's the thing. You do it to be a rebel, and then you have to wear a long shirt or lie to your parents. It's just ridiculous. But here's my problem with tattoos. You try to be clean in this world, right? Mm-hmm. Now you have ink under your skin. I would be tearing it myself with a razor trying to get rid of that. It's just so dirty when you think about it.
It's down like 7 or 8 layers of epidermis.
It's just filthy. It's disgusting.
You have to show people that you're a Pink Floyd fan. And what better way than with the "You Wish You Were Here" tattoo?
You know what? That tattoo, that Pink Floyd that you have, is as faded as Pink Floyd's Glory. That is how fucking faded that is. It looks like someone's old album cover from 1974.
It's a little fade. All I have to do is get it retouched.
Then do it. Why do you let yourself fade? All right, let me take a look at yours, Fezzy.
There's 2 of them.
Yeah, that one on top was almost neon at one point.
Right.
It's faded into really just stupid and blue.
And then the one below it is the logo of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the pirate flag. And my arms are so hairy that it looks like the skull has a toupee on.
Well, that's something to be happy about, I guess.
I always have to clean those up.
Hey, Steve, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, yeah, I'd like to get back to talk about soccer and talk what you guys talked about last week and my fucking third graders.
Fucking third grade?
Here's Dave. Dave, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yes.
How are you?
Not life-threatening.
Go ahead, buddy. What do you got for us, Dave?
Yeah, I heard about the Ben Roethlisberger thing and went on the computer real quick. ESPN's reporting that it's not life-threatening right now.
Yeah, I got that already handed to us.
Okay, that's all.
So that's all we got. They say he definitely took it in the head across the a windshield. We should probably try to get a hold of Giant Brian. I'm sure he'll have all the inside news. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. The Ron and Fez Show.
Ron and Fez, XM 202.
Yeah, Ron and Fez Show. World Cup action. We're already down 2-0, but it looks like we just hurt one of their players. They had to carry him off the field on a door. They actually brought a door out, laid him on top of it. Who was that? What happened?
Oh, that was Jan Koller. Jan Koller, he was a Czechoslovakian player, so he's gone. So at least, we're going to rough some of these guys up a little.
Doesn't he run Rolling Stone magazine? Doesn't he own that?
That's Jan Winner.
I was thinking about this.
You're thinking of Johnny Winner, the albino.
You know what would make soccer a little bit better? Just one little change, and that would be. And I know it is going to sound weird.
Using your hands,
not hands. No goalie. And here's the reason why. You only get like 5, 7, even 10 good shots on goal, and so many of those times the goalie doesn't even touch the ball. Like the goalie makes 3 or 4 saves a game.
So you're saying like in what about hockey? You want to change hockey too?
No, I mean hockey. They have.
I want to go just the opposite. I want to put a goalie in basketball. Just have a guy sitting up there above the rim, and he's able to kick it away.
Well, because in hockey they have like 30 shots a game. But
this is another reason why the world hates us.
Right.
They have a game that they love. Literally 1/3 or 1/2 of the world watches these games on TV. We come over, we can't play, and all we ever come up with is here's how we want to change the game. A game that they love.
We like big scores in our country. You know, we like a lot of points.
Apparently not. I'm looking up there now and see donut. So apparently it doesn't matter to us.
That was just an idea. That's all. I think it's a good one.
You know what? You're a Yankees fan, right?
Yeah.
So you guys came up with the DH. Anything to ruin the purity of a game. That's what you're excited about. So I didn't even know this. I heard you, Eastside Dave, had a bad day today.
Yeah, I'm coming in on the subway today.
What train?
Queens, the W train, right there from Ditmas Avenue. And first stop, I get in, and I'm drinking a Coca-Cola.
Which you're not allowed to do on a train. Am I right there?
Yeah, you're right. You're not supposed to eat, drink, play
or be merry.
Yeah.
You can't eat, drink, or be merry on the train.
I'd never heard that before, but anyway.
Sure you haven't, because you don't read.
I'm drinking the Coca-Cola, and this huge, like, black homeless guy. I mean, I'm seriously 6'5".
You're 6'5"?
No, he was 6'5".
Oh, okay, because you said I'm seriously 6'5", and I'm doubting that.
I'm saying he was about 6'5", and he comes over. As soon as the doors open up, he walks right next to me and snatches my Coca-Cola from me.
He doesn't say a word to you?
Doesn't say a word, and it was really one of the scariest things of my life. Like, it was so brutal, and I felt like I was looking into the eyes of a devil or a lion or something. It was very National Geographic-ish.
All right, so first of all, this is not just a regular homeless guy.
No.
This is the world's strongest, biggest homeless guy.
He was huge, and he was definitely homeless, no question, because he had the trench coat and the facial hair, and just it was a very scary looking dude.
So he doesn't say a word. He just yanks your Coke out of your hand.
Doesn't say
like you're a child.
He takes the Coke out of my hand. Then the best part is he sits on the seat next to me, and I'm so scared. I'm thinking, should I get up? Or should I flee off the train? Like, what should I do?
Like a woman?
Yeah, and he starts drinking the Coke in front of me, and here's actually the toughest move I've ever seen. He gets to where it's almost done, and he offers me some.
Sure.
He extends the bottle to me, and as if he's saying, like, do you want some? And I just shake my head. No, I don't want it.
Take some homeless backwash.
I swear to God, I had such a vagina. Then I finally got up and walked to the back of the train and just stared at him the entire time.
Did anybody say anything to you?
No
like,
one.
Sorry you lost your Coke?
No one said a word, and... everyone just let him get away with it. And he was having a big ball the whole time. Had his feet up, drinking my Coca-Cola.
You ought to try to sue some of those other passengers on the Good Samaritan law. No one helped you.
Is there any medal that you can get that's the opposite of hero? Do they give out a medal for just being branded and running away?
The bronze chicken.
I could definitely gotten shot for cowardice if this was World War II. No question about it.
And I have never seen a 6'5" homeless guy in my life. I guarantee you, this guy was 5'8", $115, like a normal homeless guy. How old would you say he was?
I would say he was early 40s. Early 40s.
And you let him take your Coke?
Yeah, I totally let him take it because it was, Ron, you don't understand, his eyes were so dark. And that evilness that comes. I don't know if he's infected with diseases.
So apparently this is some kind of extra strength that he has outside of what we understand in here on the human sense. There's some superhuman powers that this Coke stealer has.
Yeah, he definitely had much stronger strength than mortals. I mean, the way he snatched it was so fast and so.
Would you say it was like taking candy from a redheaded ugly baby?
In essence, I would say, I'm telling you, for real, it was really scary, and I couldn't believe it.
Hey, truck stop, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, man, it sounds like Esau was in that Mean Joe Green commercial, when he fucking gives the kid the Coke and shit.
He does act like Mean Joe Green, has no place to live, and now goes away taking sodas off of sissy little boys. At the end, did he throw his old AIDS-infested trench coat to you?
No, he was as tall as Mean Joe Green. No question about it.
I know it's a lie. I do not believe you for a second. You just back down to any homeless guy. Homeless guys are not considered tough. Well, normally they're weakened by what society has wreaked upon them. These are guys that have already given up because they can't handle the rough and tumble world that the rest of us have.
Most of them can't move because of their open wounds.
I just figure like he might have had a syringe on him, filled with a disease that he could inject in me. What's so funny about that? That happens.
Well, who would do that? Now he's a mad scientist. Hey, David, what do you got for us?
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't think that guy would have got Dave Soda if he'd had Jivey with him.
You should have had Jivey ready to talk him down. Say, brother,
we're the same skin color. Did they get another one? That's check. That's check. 3-0.
Is that 3-zip?
That's
They're showing halftime highlights.
Oh, God.
Check is in white, and oh my God.
I am not going to believe anything that you have to say to me anymore, Dave. The fact you let a fucking homeless guy steal from you.
I mean, when someone is just that, scary looking, and that's
scary looking, you can show those people a card trick and confuse them. They're out on the streets because they're half retarded.
Was the homeless guy more scared of Dave because Dave's kind of got an unusual appearance?
Why is this guy homeless? He couldn't live in Dave's house because Dave would just walk to the back of his yard and stand there.
Actually, now that I think about it, that's the second time it's because your situation actually happened to me. When I was 14 years old, I was watching TV in my house, and we always leave our doors open in Spring Lake, and we live across the street from a church. This black lady just comes in wandering into our house.
Wandering or wandering?
Wandering into our house, and she was saying, does anyone have my lunch? And I was wondering what the hell is going on.
Start making peanut butter and jelly and fucking crackers as quick as you could?
No, but my mom says it was the funniest thing because I can't...
Who got my goddamn lunch? I know I best get some lunch here. Oh, and one more thing. I want a Coca-Cola with it.
Well, apparently they had a free lunch program in the church across the street, and she just got the wrong address.
The free lunch is looking at a fucking redhead and taking whatever he's got for himself.
But I just stared straight at the TV, and I watched Transformers, eating my own food.
Pretending you didn't see it?
I was pretending that I didn't see it, and my mom still talks about it to this day, and I almost cry every Thanksgiving, because she thinks it's the funniest thing.
I love it, because it just shows how you fucking gloss over when trouble comes around. Hey, Breadstick, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah.
I believe I got an odor of pussy coming through my mouth from listening to this Eastside Dave story.
I mean, I definitely have just some reservations about strange people. I'm not scared if it was a...
Stern stood up to a homeless guy and made the fucking paper. Look at you.
He's 7 feet tall.
Everybody's... that is a good way to put it. You add 6 inches to everybody. Like your own dick.
There's nothing you could have possibly done. You could have been killed if you tried to save your Coke.
Telling you, this guy was evil, man. He was evil. And I was not about to get some weird shot of some kind of cancer or whatever.
No fucking homeless guy is smart enough to keep cancer in a syringe. They're homeless because they can't do any normal thing a person can do. Society is too difficult for them. Rather than get a job and work or even steal, they sleep outside on church steps. This guy was able to outmaneuver you. Just so you know it. It was not an evil genius. He was a subhuman, basically.
Well, he was really fast. I will say that. And even if you don't...
Sure. Next to a paralyzed with fear person, I'm sure he looked completely fast. No. I liked how you eventually stood up to him and moved to the back. Did you wipe any of your own piss off you, or did you just lay there in it?
No, I was pretty frozen. I must have looked so pathetic to the rest of the train.
I'm sure.
The whole thing going on.
You should fucking walk to work from now on. You should be so embarrassing.
A couple of those people I did recognize as people who take the same train.
Everybody grabs the same train the same time. Now they know you. Mr. fucking helpless.
You act like it would have been rude to get up and not sit with the person who just robbed you.
I don't know what other course of action I can take. What am I going to say? Like,
you should have stomped his shit and took that coke back. That's the only thing you could have done.
That's one way to look at it. I'll leave that problem where it is, and I'll move on with my life.
You're not going to move on. You've stuck this in the bag of shame that you haul around like Santa Claus.
Look, it has given me some real anger now towards homeless.
It's
I'm
not
be
anger.
honest.
You have no anger. You have fear. Anger is what happened before. This thing that you feel now is embarrassment, shame.
He is just lucky that my friend hasn't gotten me a piece, because I would fucking Bernie get. I'm gonna Bernie Getz everybody. Now. I'm gonna Bernie Getz them all, Ronnie.
Is that right, Death Wish? You're gonna go down here, you're gonna clean up the city for the rest of us? It ain't gonna happen. You're gonna fucking stay in your apartment now, afraid of Mikey D and a homeless guy. And you ever notice any of these guys that bother him are always some gigantic people?
Well, maybe that's the fear talking. I don't know, but I think...
Yes, it's the fear talking.
How big was the old lady that stole a sandwich out of your house? 8 feet tall?
She was about 6'2".
Here comes Mom's Mabley, forcing that family to come up with a turkey club at a moment's notice.
That was so weird, because Spring Lake, I think it was maybe like one of the first times I'd ever even seen like a black person besides, like playing against
on
them
TV.
In sports, yeah. So for them, to walk into my house and then just to ask where her lunch was. Oh,
Tom, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, gentlemen. How you doing?
Good.
Dave, I can't believe it. You're sitting there telling this story. I mean, at least you should have showed a little balls and, took the stuff back. You drink back from the guy. And even if he gave you a beating, at least you could have said, you took it back from him. Unreal. My 2-year-old daughter is tougher than you.
It literally is going to play like on a movie loop on your eyelids every time you try to go to sleep. You're just going to see the man that you call Tiny Zeus Lister, the homeless fucking giant, stealing that. Debo wanting to snatch your chains. You got to do something about it.
The one thing I did notice is like a good 10 minutes after this incident, I'm replaying how I could have beaten him up. Like some awful action movie, like there were karate kicks involved. And
already now you're ready to buy a gun rather than just say, that's not your fucking coke, to a homeless guy who I guaranteed you he would have went into the corner because that's what they do.
Yeah, I don't know. If you saw the whites of this guy's eyes.
That's all he has. There's no fucking pupils there. He's given up. They lay on the street with a hat hoping somebody will throw them a quarter. They don't go through life taking things.
I would have rather given him some money. Next time, if he wants to, I want to enjoy the beverage for the train ride.
The scary guys on the train are the fucking Wall Street guys in those suits that are just out of their mind, all coked up and way in debt. They're the guys to fear.
I'm sure you'll give them your watch or your iPod next.
I may. I tell you what, I will never listen to my iPod on the train again.
I'm going to tell you something right now, my friend. He did not take that coke from you.
Yeah.
He took your balls from you. And you know it and I know it. You're walking around this city now, the main streets, just you and that shadow of fear that follows you everywhere.
I may look into taking boxing lessons or martial arts or something like that. And
you feel like you can't defend yourself already now as an adult male.
No, I think I can.
I mean, this is what a woman says. I'm going to take a defense course. A man doesn't say to himself, I now need to take a defense course.
Were you raped at any point during this coke stealing?
It's just the harrowing part. I've got into fights. The harrowing part is when a stranger invades
Take the coke,
you.
Sits next to you,
Yeah, well, what the fuck?
and puts his leg on you. It sounded like you said he had his leg up. Was he touching you?
His sneaker was the bottom of his shoe.
Exactly.
I hope this is Coca-Cola's next commercial.
I just forget it. They're all savages.
Who's they?
The homeless. Not them. Homeless.
They're not savages. They're poor, pathetic fucking souls that can't deal. They normally, Dave, they get our pity. Sometimes our mercy. Never our fucking Coca-Cola.
If Giuliani was back in office, none of this shit would be going on.
You need Giuliani, a 5'4" Italian, to protect you from the world. All right, there's Master Poe. He hasn't left. Master Poe, please come in here because we need to figure out what we're going to do with this redheaded pussy. He's on the train today. A homeless guy, Master Poe, not normally known for their physical abilities, takes his basically lunch money, his morning beverage.
Why'd you let that happen?
He was a very scary-looking a black homeless guy who was really intimidating and looked evil, and he was very disheveled, and I thought, this guy's bad news.
Disheveled?
Yeah, he was...
That's not normally what we think of when the tough and the strong.
Well, like he had bad, straggly face hair, and it was a bad situation all around, so... I'm not going to get stabbed, like I was telling Mr. B, with a syringe full of, cancer or HIV or something like that.
It's not a mad scientist. It's a fucking homeless guy who spent last night sleeping in a corner in dog piss.
Master Poe, how can we protect ourselves against the unshaven?
I don't know. Just stay away from him, I guess. How big was the guy?
Well, in my opinion, he was around 6'5" or so.
6'5".
The world's tallest homeless man.
I see.
Where he was.
I guarantee you he wasn't 6 foot.
So when he came into the train, he was bending down.
Yeah, no, he came in bent down a little bit, and then he walks straight to me.
On his knees.
And no, I mean...
He was 6'5".
Well, the train's high enough for those type of people.
Those type?
Tall people, Master Poe.
White people are so scared of black people.
And he swooped the coke with such an angry face, I thought, if I do something here, this guy's going to kill me.
No one believes this story the way you're telling it. You know why? Because you over-exaggerate all the time.
Everything happened just like I said. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the fear was making him into a slightly taller guy. He was definitely tall, guys, I swear. He was tall
what do you
and
think
big
he
and
weighed?
black. 210 pounds.
There's no such thing as a 210 homeless guy. They have no fucking food. They sleep with fleas. They are not strong, aggressive people.
Well, I mean, I don't have a scale with me. I
bet it was an Ethiopian with flies all over his baby face.
I mean, why would he do that, though, Master Paul, is my question.
Why is there meanness in the world?
Because he's seen weakness in your eyes.
True.
Well, just because I'm a blue-eyed
And that's
person.
the retina.
I don't know.
Were you looking terrified at him?
After he took it, I was so, I was shaking a little.
Yeah.
And then when he offered me the Coke back... It just fucking blew my mind. I was like, this is the weirdest fucking thing. He's offering me a sip of the Coca-Cola he just stole from me. And I was
that was at least kind. He saw you were thirsty.
I know, but then
he probably felt bad because you were silently sobbing next to him.
Well, when he offered me a sip of the Coke back, I realized this guy is totally insane, and I'm not going to fight him, Master. I'm not going to fight him because he's totally deranged.
That's the high road.
Well, look.
Why are you sitting here feeling bad about yourself like there was other things that you could have done, though?
Well, now I do think I should have said something like, no,
hey.
that's not yours.
Why didn't you yell, this is not my father, like they teach kids when they're snatched?
I should at least say, hey, help or something.
Help! Help!
You think Spider-Man or someone would have shown up to save the day?
Master Poe, does this happen with your students?
No.
It's impossible, right?
Well, nothing's impossible, but what you have to understand is as soon as someone comes into the train, you have to look at your surroundings, and if they look like a threat, you have to pay attention to them.
I'm going to next time. Yeah. I know exactly, I have the prototype of what this guy looks like. I have it figured out in my head. And I'm not going to trust those kind of people anymore.
Those kind?
I used to.
White people are so scared of black people.
Homeless. I mean, he was that color, but I do mean homeless. Just because if they don't have anything upstairs, that makes them doubly... I mean...
Are you doubly dangerous? Because you're fucking dumb as a rock.
I'm talking about insane. If someone's crazy, wouldn't that make them dangerous?
Yes.
Yeah.
You, I'm talking about.
Oh.
The crazy stealing from the crazy.
Well, I don't know. It's just such a weird thing. It reminded me of that. Remember that there was that movie where the people lived under the tunnels? It was a documentary where it was homeless people who lived in the subway tunnels.
So you honestly now think it was a troll who stopped you from going over the bridge, you little billy goat? You fucking puss.
I don't know.
Why didn't you queef at him, you fucking big cunny? Make me sick that you come in here like
so
this.
What else did he do to you?
I told you, he put his foot up like on the chair next to me, and the bottom of his sneaker was probably touching my thigh a little bit. And then he offered
Turning
me
you on?
a sip of the Coke back.
He could have kicked you in the tampon.
You allowed him to touch you?
No, after
Gently.
I got up and went to the back of the train. Just said, that's enough for that. I don't need to stand for this.
Did you get up because you were smelling your own shit in your seat? You couldn't stand it anymore?
There are things that happen that I'll wish I had changed.
So
like your underwear?
So you put your foot down and you said, I don't have to stand for this. And
yeah, I'll go right to the back of the train.
Walked away.
Forget it. I got out of there. So I thought that in essence, because at first I was so paralyzed with fear that my legs wouldn't even move. So I had to feel the bottom of his shoe on my thigh. I'm like, this really sucks. And then when he offered me the Coke, I go, oh, fuck it. Fuck this. I'm out of here.
Did you say that loud or inside?
No.
Inside.
Everything was going on in my head.
Were you able to look at the other passengers on the train, or were you just so shamed at that point you couldn't make eye contact with other commuters?
How many more stops?
I did look at this one woman who I'd seen before. She was like a pudgy woman in her like mid-50s.
6'5", yeah, we know.
No, and she saw the whole thing go down, and I looked at her for help. And she was like, what the fuck are you looking at me for? Go and take the Coke back.
The 80s are back. Let's face it. Bloomberg is taking this city back to the 80s.
It's true, though. Get a fucking grip on the city, Mayor. Stop with the cigarettes and bars.
They're taking our Cokes.
Banishing smoking in bars. Meanwhile, we got homeless people running amok.
I don't know if the headline in the Post tomorrow is going to be Crime Wave returns to city.
See, the only problem is that this guy was testing you. Now, in this case, you walked away and you got away with it. However, in another situation, they may come up to you and say, okay, well, let me have your Coke, and you say, no, and they'll take it from you. What else are they going to take from you?
My wallet.
And what else?
iPod.
And what else?
Oh, dignity. Something like that. Is that what you're going for?
Trick question.
I get what you're saying. They're taking my guts.
Well,
away
you never
from
know.
Me. Yeah, well, there's a lot I wish I had done differently. And I swear I will.
What would you have done differently?
Well, next time it happens...
Had your mom drive you to work?
I'm going to just say, get off. No, I'm going to go, get off, like that. And I will look into, at least if I can't get a piece, get in some mace or
wait a
pepper
second,
spray.
You can't have a piece in the city.
Well, then I'll get pepper spray. I'll get pepper spray.
Yeah, all the girls have that. It really fucking works well. You ever been pepper sprayed? It just really makes you angry. Just really pisses you off.
No, I've never.
He'll still take your Coke and just pour it in his eyes to get the sting out.
Here's Teabagger. T, you're on the Ron and Fez show. How are you, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Listen, I want to know if this homeless guy had a chef's hat on.
I get it. No, he was...
Are you going to tell your chick this story?
No, I'm not.
Should I? I mean, I'm worried about her safety now.
No, don't say it to anybody, including my parents. I
I'll
hope
call
my
them.
mom was.
How's Dave after the mugging?
They will take me out of Queens. They will make me go right back into the basement.
Yeah, whatever happened to you moving to money-making Manhattan? Where did that go? Where's that dream?
She has to get, she has to get a job. I can't afford Manhattan on my own. So once Westside gets the job, we'll look to do that. And that will be a fun adventure. Maybe get a place right around Master Po. Do you live in Manhattan?
He lives in Jersey.
No, I live in New Jersey.
Oh. Maybe around you, Ronnie?
You ought to get one right next door to Master Po with a fucking buzzer.
So I can protect you?
It's not a bad idea.
I've just never seen anyone manhandled by a homeless person before.
You might call me when the Girl Scout cookies come over.
See, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, they'll spit. Even if they don't punch you, they'll spit on you and things.
No, I've been riding the subways all my life. I have never heard of this before in my life. If anything, any slight resistance, they take off like, when you turn the light on, the cockroaches flee. Any chance of resistance
These people are already beaten down by life. Life has been difficult for them.
But Earl is a little bit more intimidating, with the black and everything. And
White people are so scared of black people.
He just looks stronger and stuff, even though he not necessarily is. He just looks it.
But here's the thing. I mean, you must feel bad, or you would have just said to us, hey, I bought a homeless guy a Coke today. We all went, oh, that's nice. But there's something inside you that feels like it's been broken, that feels like it's been damaged.
Yeah, I feel like I've been fucking victimized here, and I want something done about it. I mean, what the hell? You can't have, crazy people doing this type of stuff.
Usually, when homeless people jack somebody, it's a woman, like a purse, and they're usually asleep. So.
Right. Well, there were a couple women on the train that looked tougher than Dave.
That Dave looked to for help and sat there.
If he had tried to take a wallet or my iPod, I would have done something.
Bullshit.
No, I would have.
Bullshit. You told us you were paralyzed with fear.
Well, that is true.
So you wouldn't have done anything.
I think I would have been paralyzed with fear. He would have gotten the wallet and the iPod, and then I would have went back to the train, to the back of the train, re-huddled, and sort of kind of charged at him. Or I would have come up with a plan.
He would have been gone by then.
No. I was following where he.
There's not a lot of plannings in street fights. It's either on or it's off.
Well, I would have done some calculations in my head and gotten that stuff back. I figured it was just a Coke,
No, you didn't. You sat here all up today upset about it.
Well, that's true.
And you said you've been violated. So you never at any point went, this is just a Coke, it's not worth it. You paralyzed with fear.
Well, the act itself, yes. I was so victimized.
Right.
I can't believe it, And I'm still a little bit shaken over it, to be honest with you.
Fez, you want to check his underwear and see if there was any seepage? I believe there was.
I'll check, because the way he's talking, he's gone through a prison rape here.
It should take 3 to 5 seconds for you to handle this situation.
How would I do that?
Well, come down to the school and I'll teach you for free. Come down for a month.
I don't want to have to take another train ride because
he'd have to get on the PATH train.
I can only take the subway. Like now, I have my elevators thing. I'm telling you, this is going to just put.
What's you're afraid of getting beat up on an elevator?
By an elevator.
Going down elevators, and now I'm going to feel like Subway's a death trap.
By the way, we need you to do this too. I need you to do a phone call with us later
right.
From the top of the Empire State Building. I want to just find out what it's like up there.
I'll be walking. I'll walk the whole way up and the whole way down.
Oh, you can't?
Do they let you?
I don't think
you're allowed to walk up that building.
And besides, you know how many homeless are living in the stairwells of the Empire State Building? You'd have to face at least one of your fears.
That's fine with me. Next homeless guy who tries it with me, in case you're listening out there, I am fucking decking you. Because I'm just
homeless people do not have satellite radio unless they see you first. Then they'll have then they'll be set up.
Well, whatever. If word spreads, if word gets around town that you're homeless and I'm your new easy mark, I'm telling you right. And this is just another reason why I'm seriously considering dyeing my hair black, because he sees the red hair,
why
the
don't you
pale
do
skin.
it?
And go ahead, laugh it up, Master Pole. But
Irish guys fight at the drop of a hat. Red hair is a reason not to fight somebody.
I do. I've gotten into fights. It's just with the strangers. When strangers start picking on you, I think it's because of the red hair. Because everyone has heard the phrase "beat you like a redhead."
No, stepchild, child. When you run into Irish guys in these bars, you say the slightest wrong thing, they headbutt you into the bridge of your nose and destroy the next 6 months of your life.
But that seems more like a black Irish trait. I don't know.
Here's our buddy Photoshop Mike. Mike, how are you, pal?
Hey, buddies, what's going on?
Hey.
This sounds a lot like Public Greenwich Village. They took my Coke.
Well, maybe
that's a little bit of a reach to go Public Greenwich Village, but it was an embarrassment for you today.
Yeah, it was a terrible, even more than embarrassment. It was a really negative experience that Why
don't you join one of those groups with the rest of the rape victims, and you all can sit around and cry on each other all night?
I do need some group therapy, no question about it.
Let me throw out this scenario to you. Let's say the same thing happened to you on the train, except your chick Westside is with you. Then what do you do as you're being manhandled in front of her?
Oh, man.
They just take her. He trips her and runs out the back.
That's a pretty crazy question. I would maybe say something, but I probably wouldn't. I would just go to the back and say,
why don't you go to Master Poe's school? He's going to give you a month.
All right.
You'll come out of that a fucking killing machine.
Is there a way maybe you could do it, like come to my apartment, we could do house training?
Go to you.
Yeah, he's going to go to you because
you want me to go to your house.
Afraid of the world
because you're afraid of
going on the train to Jersey. I mean, it's a long ride.
Tell everybody about your website, Master Poe.
MasterPoeIsBack.com. I teach boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, stick fighting, knife fighting. Whatever you want to learn, I'll teach you.
Anti-soda theft?
Anti-soda theft.
I'd love to learn the stick fighting. I think
Okay.
that would be fun.
What is your field there with carbonated beverages? What is the best way to deal?
Shake it up and try to spray it in their faces?
Here is Rich. Rich, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Eastside Dave. I wouldn't be surprised if that black guy's homeless guy's gonna be waiting for you every day. He knows you're an easy mark now. Takes your soda and you just kind of cringe.
It's lunch
That
money.
is you. Why don't you change your train up? Go with another train.
I could take either the. I could take either
He
the.
just gave you a
NW.
rape whistle.
Try it out.
Yeah.
Help! Yeah, this will work with me. I'll probably switch it to the N train, and I will.
White people are so scared of black people.
To me, they're all the N train, and I don't care where they're going. That's all I see.
Come on, Dave. You can't show any fear. Enough of that. You can't show any fear at all.
No, I definitely need a weapon though. I definitely need a weapon, even if it's like some kind of shock thing or something, some sort of stick. You know, that would be my best bet.
Here's your problem. If you had that shock thing, as you call it, in your pocket, you're paralyzed with fear. You're not going for it. You were paralyzed with fear. You told us that your legs wouldn't move because a homeless guy took your Coke.
But I think if I had the weapon in me, I wouldn't become
That's
paralyzed
where it would
with
be,
fear.
in you. I have a feeling he'd take that off you, shock your fucking neck.
Exactly. He's going to take it from you because you're not responding quick enough.
Well, I don't know. I'm going to think about this.
Over and over again.
Forever.
Maybe I can go on that tram. Is that tram up? Maybe I'll do that. I'll just avoid the subways.
No. The tram's down.
Oh, fuck. I don't know what to do.
Get one of the guys that has a car out here, and he'll drive you. Drive you
right.
out to New Jersey twice a week, and in a month you'll be fine.
I'm just talking about getting into work. You know, that's going to be a whole experience now.
You're afraid to come to work?
No, as long as someone gives me some protection or something like that, be it a security guard or a weapon of some sort. I mean, you know.
You got your rape whistle.
Oh, I'll use it. I'll use my whistle.
Just blow that anytime you see a black guy in the city. Just start fucking freaking out.
What is that noise? It's been going on all day.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at Earl for a second.
That was your joke? We could all laugh if we thought you had any aggression in you at all. But right now, we can't make fun of Earl because we have Dave in our midst. Here's Chris. Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I'm a 7'3", 150-pound homeless guy from Atlanta, wanting to know when Dave gets paid.
Fucking guys from Atlanta thinking they can beat you up. This is how far the show is sunk.
Hey, he has a radio, too.
Guys in Atlanta are feeling superior right now.
Bring it on.
Guy's from Buckhead, and he's feeling like he could take change off of you.
One of them's Elton John.
I won't be carrying Cokes around. That much I know will change. No more Cokes on the subway.
None at all, huh?
Zero.
You'll hide your Coke for later.
Exactly.
When you said someone stole your Coke, I'm like, hey, that's going to happen to you in your lifestyle. I didn't know you meant a Coca-Cola. Here's Eric. Eric, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, hey, buddy. Got two things for you. Hey, Eastside, does your chick know just how much of a pussy you really are?
No, I don't think
Does she know she's involved in lesbian sex? Has that dawned on her at any point?
And the second thing is, Earl, I think twice a day you just need to walk up to him and go, boo. I think they'll take care of it. He'll just be cowering in the corner.
So far, Mikey D has come to your house, and you've called the cops.
With someone.
Who you said was a giant, and Mikey said, of course, wasn't, and I'm more apt to believe Mikey at this point. And now you've lost your Coke to a homeless guy.
Did you consider trying to grab a cup when you got out of the subway?
Why would he?
No, I didn't. I just thought, fuck it, forget it. But that was actually a good idea, Fez.
Doyle, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Dave's got to be excommunicated from the Irish race.
He does seem the least Irish of any redhead, freckled bastard I've ever seen in my life.
I am part Scottish, and maybe
they're not known for fighting.
Oh my God!
I got a little bit of German, so.
Oh yeah, it's Poland. How they do? There was no reason for you to feel this way.
Are you Swiss or French by any chance?
You know what? I'm not trying this for to be shock or whatever or be anything like that. It's a bigger adjustment coming and hanging out with so many black people and black homeless people. Just walking right up to you.
Now you've turned this into a race thing.
I'm not. I swear to God, it's just an adjustment. And
all right, let me ask you this: if it was a white homeless guy, would he have taken your Coke?
I think so. I think I would have got.
So stop blaming the race.
But what I'm saying is I think I would have not been paralyzed with fear. I would have responded to the white homeless man. I think I would have.
To me, you got away with just losing a Coke. Let it fucking go. That's all it is.
If it was a homeless person in a wheelchair, they would have taken your Coke.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, it's just the adjustment. But once I work through the diversity of New York City, I'll be fine.
Hey, Jackie, you're on Ron and Fez.
Dave, you need to grow some balls. Quit being a pussy. You can do it.
All right. Well,
that's women saying grow balls.
Why? Why are you afraid?
There's a lot of scariness in the world, Jackie. I mean,
Talk to her like it's your mommy. Crawl on her lap and sob.
Help me.
Dave.
Yes, Mom?
Why?
I don't know why I did it. It was a bad choice.
But now you're afraid to go to work. You're afraid to go train with Master Poe.
Yeah, well, I'm afraid of subways now. But, that will hopefully change. I don't know, Mom.
Try thinking of them as death boxes instead of subways.
Dave, you're just a drama queen.
You really are a drama queen, only I would drop the drama. You're just a queen.
Yeah,
and queens.
I agree.
Did you see that queen got beat up downtown the other day?
Oh, yeah, the drag queen, the cross-dresser.
Well, yeah, what exactly happened there?
I guess leaving the club or something for street toughs. We're yelling sexual-oriented slurs at him, her, and then beat the hell out of him.
Wow. That does sound a little bit like someone in this room. That's someone being me, I guess,
What are you talking about?
The drag queen getting beat up.
So you now feel like the drag queen.
Well, I
doesn't feel safe in the city.
I'm just saying I can identify with, maniacs who are just picking on the innocent and the good-hearted.
Maybe you'll turn into Batman after this whole thing.
By the way, let me just say this. For the most part, I'm a pacifist. And
not the way you talk. Not the way I heard the shit that you've said about Earl before, Mikey T. You're always talking about kicking ass. Here was your chance to prove it. I've never heard you act like you're a pacifist. You always demand us to say that you're an athlete. Almost every day, you say to somebody, they better respect you as an athlete.
Well, yeah, but athletes can be passive. I don't believe necessarily in fighting. I think we can conquer.
I wouldn't either if I was you. If I fucking pissed myself every time there was trouble, I wouldn't believe in it either.
Well, so you believe for the first time that you met me, you wanted to challenge me to an arm wrestle.
That's right.
But you can't take your Coke back from this homeless.
Yeah, that's Eastside Gandhi over there.
I saw the arm wrestling challenge as more of like a feat of strength. I didn't see that as violence.
I would say getting your Coke back is a feat of strength.
I'll try something.
It's too late.
MasterPoeIsBack.com. MasterPoeIsBack.com. And you got a lot of classes going there now, Master Poe?
Yes, I teach from morning till night on Saturdays, and then Monday through Thursday I teach till about 10 o'clock at night.
So you would make some space in a class for this kid if he shows up and throws himself into it. It would work for it. You could turn Dave around.
Yeah, he could attend my 9-year-old class.
That'd be great for you, Dave. Great place to start.
No. I'll make
all
him...
whites? He needs an all-white class.
I'll turn him from a kitten to a tiger. How's that?
That would be good. How long is the ride from Queens to New Jersey? Or how long does it take?
About 40 minutes.
Okay. That's fine for me then. I'm up for it.
Those 9-year-olds are going to be waiting there to take your soda.
All right, let's take a break. We're right back. Ron and Fez.
Oh. Ron and Fez. XM 202.
Ron and Fez show. Earl, congratulations. Another big win for Team Bennington today, just by you not doing anything.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, all you've got to do is let him open his mouth, and you pick up another big win. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. United States in the middle of a pinball machine right now where we're getting our asses beat 2-0 by the Czech Republic. It's just depressing.
About 15 minutes left in regulation time there.
Got a spy report.
Finally, we get a spy report.
Spy report. Spy report.
According to Drudge, Ben Roethlisberger's condition is a lot more serious, and he's getting looked at now.
Do we have Giant Brian's number? We should have that somewhere. Let's give him a call and get the inside Pittsburgh poop on this. Ben Roethlisberger, if you're just tuning in right now, apparently riding his motorcycle, even though he was told, of course, like every single athlete, I don't want you to ride that motorcycle in the off season. He's riding it without a helmet, accident in an intersection. He goes off the bike, head first into a windshield. And it's a scary proposition. Even if everything's okay, it's still a scary proposition for him.
You know, if he's going to insist on riding the bicycle or the motorbike, put the helmet on.
Yeah, he's riding a motorbike because this is 1954. Hand that number over to Eastside Dave, and we'll try to get a hold of Giant Brian. Giant Brian is a guy who absolutely loves Big Ben and loves his Steelers, and we'll see what we got here.
Yeah, according to Drudge, he's in surgery now in serious but stable condition.
I'm sure that Giant Brian is already attached to what he now calls the Steelers Nation.
He had sent me an email over the weekend, too, because he saw where my Tampa Bay Buccaneers are playing his Steelers this season.
This game's over. Czechoslovakia just scored again.
Jesus.
3-0.
Why did we go?
Why do we even have soccer? We don't even need it. We could have sent Roethlisberger and we'd be doing better right now.
That Lloyd Bridges lookalike on the Czech team on the sideline there, he's having a grand old time.
Remember, I wanted to send the Steelers. I thought the best idea would be to send the Steelers. At first when you hear this news, you're hoping Roethlisberger is going to be fine and be able to play again. Now you're just hoping the guy can live through it if you start to get some of these scary spy reports. So we do have Giant Brian on the line. You can hear him every morning in Philadelphia. He's on the air now. Used to produce for us when we were in D.C., Big Steelers fan. We'll see what he knows. Hey, Brian, how are you, pal?
Ron and Fez, what's up, guys?
Little scary news coming out of Pittsburgh today. What have you heard?
Well, I've got about 18 voicemail messages from friends and family about there was a big accident. I was waiting for it to be like grandpa, brother, sister, Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, Roethlisberger. And Earl said the latest spy report is that it's a little more serious than we heard at first. He's having surgery done. And what kind of surgery?
Really? And I heard that he was conscious when they took him to the hospital. And I heard that he was walking.
What is the latest that you heard, Earl?
According to Drudge, he said he's in surgery now in serious but stable condition, and the story's still developing.
And is this head stuff? Is it brain stuff or something else?
No, they didn't mention what type of surgery, whether it was a head or a leg, or you never really know.
Right. So, Brian, your initial things is you're not that worried about it. You think everything's going to be fine.
Well, I mean, obviously it's scary. No helmet, right? I mean,
Right.
That's the big story right now. And apparently, he crashed into another car and then flew in the air a couple feet, right?
Right, and then hit the windshield. Here's the weird thing: if the guy said that he was going to play football with no helmet, you'd call him insane. To ride a motorcycle without a helmet now, we have enough information to show it's not a good idea.
Pennsylvania's so backwards, though. I don't even understand it. Like, you'd still have to wear a seatbelt in a car, and you're more protected in a car.
Yeah, that is true. I understand the freedom thing, and everybody should choose to do what they want. But when you're getting paid money to be a quarterback, not to even play basketball in the off season. You don't want to do anything that could injure yourself. You have a short career no matter what.
Why isn't Ben Roethlisberger in the Virgin Islands right now, laying on a beach?
On pillows. Soft, protective pillows.
It makes no sense.
All right, Brian. Well, keep us updated. If you hear anything, I know you got all the inside stuff. Let us know.
I will, guys. Good talking to you.
And, Brian, say something funny so people understand you're a funny guy. Yeah.
Go Steelers.
Yeah, all right. Talk to you later, pal.
Bye.
See ya. The guy's amusing. He's honestly amusing. Just, I guess this is scary times for him. Just not his day.
And in the history of it, too, I mean, what was the Bulls guard, Jason Williams? He signed a big contract, rode a bike, tore up his leg. He's never been the same player.
Well, I mean, a lot of stuff happens to players off the playing field. Anything could happen, but you don't have to go making it worse. You're not allowed to jump out of airplanes and shit. They don't want to deal with it. Here is Dave. Dave, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's going on, Ron?
Yeah.
I just listened to ESPN on XM, and they said that he's in serious but stable condition in an operating room. So I don't know. They didn't say what they're operating on, but they said he's serious but stable in an operating room.
Fez, what website do you have up there?
This is, I think, MSNBC.com. They've got footage from a local Pittsburgh TV affiliate, and they're showing shots of the car that he hit, where it looks like the passenger side window is completely out, the fender, the hood is all dented in, and you see where the windshield is completely smashed.
Well, it's not completely smashed. It didn't give. It's cracked like a spider web, but he did not blow the windshield out, which probably would have been better for him. Now, you see that dent there in the windshield, and you don't know whether that's his head or his side or his arm. What actually did that? Jerry, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, do you think we'll ever learn from the Gary Busey? He had the motorcycle accident, too.
I want to point this out. Gary Busey was not all that smart before he had the accident. So I would not blame that on not wearing a helmet. Now, my own personal feelings are a guy shouldn't have to wear a helmet. That we should have some freedom to do what we want in this country, and you're taking a risk when you don't. On the other hand, if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, you have the right to say to a guy, I don't want you to do anything that's going to jeopardize your playing time. You're already in a dangerous job. We've built a franchise around you, and we'd rather you didn't get hurt. I think they have every right to say part of the deal on this is you can't ride a motorcycle. And that's in his contract, right?
Yeah, it's totally in his contract. And, they should say that, all right, if you insist on riding on the motorcycle, you're going to be in a sidecar with Tommy Maddox driving. Something safer.
Ben, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, guys?
Hey, buddy.
I was just calling to say, hey, this makes Jake Plummer look pretty darn good at this point, I'd say.
For what reason?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, Jake Plummer's an idiot.
Yeah, nothing. You get nothing from that one. Scott, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I was calling to say that Jason Williams, when he got in his wreck, he actually hasn't played in the NBA. He'd signed a big contract with the Bulls, and they had an exclusion for riding a motorcycle. And one of the news crews actually caught him on his motorcycle, revving it up and saying, yeah, I'm not supposed to be riding this. And he took off and flipped over a curb, tore up his knee, and the Bulls could have just tossed him out, but they actually honored his contract and gave him his release, and now he's trying to work at coming back with, I think, Toronto, but he hasn't played since.
That's the same thing with Roethlisberger, that this contract that he has could be null and void because he probably broke the terms of the contract. They don't want you doing this kind of shit.
Yeah, they'll specify, if you're going to ride, you have to wear safety equipment, or
I don't even think they want you
ride
doing
at all.
I would not want the guy doing anything that could lead. I mean, obviously, life is dangerous enough. Something could come up that could cost you your career. But to go out of your way to act like, well, I'm the daredevil, I'm crazy Ben Roethlisberger, he may have fucked up his contract. Andy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I'm a total Steelers fan. I'll start it this way, and I'm pissed at the Steelers, not him. They, even after the Kellen Winslow incident, they knew that Roethlisberger liked to wear helmets, and he made statements to the press that he liked to ride without, or no, not that he liked to wear helmets, but he liked to ride motorcycles without helmets. And even after the Kellen Winslow incident, they put nothing in his clause that specifically said that he had to wear a helmet when he rode a motorcycle. So right now, they're still on the he's getting paid still right now. Like I'm sure, like if it ends up he can't play again, he'll bring a lawyer to the table. But the Steelers were so dumb, and they even said on TV today that Cowher had warned him that careers are short and to watch his. And even after the Kellen Winslow thing, the Steelers did not step in and put actual literature down.
Well, you can't make somebody do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can warn people all the time, but you can't make them do stuff when they're not around you. You just can't. You cannot force them to do something they don't want to do. And the guy, I guess he had this angle. He loved riding his bike. He likes being out there with what little hair he has, blowing in the breeze. Feeling strong about himself. He's the king of Pittsburgh. Hey, Jay, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Good.
Hey, Big Ben, they've got him alert during surgery. They're doing, lacerations on his face is about the worst of the injuries they're saying.
So his bucket's okay. The brain's okay.
Hey, yeah, that's all he needs. ESPN.com.
All right, that's good news. Because you can put up with restitching his face, but you don't want anything to happen to his brain. And I don't know if you can have any kind of brain injury and then make a comeback as a quarterback. Not in that league. Lunatic, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
During the break, I dropped down to 143, Sporting News, I think it is, and they said that he's got a broken jaw and had lost several teeth is what that guy was talking about.
Broken jaw, several teeth. Man, I don't know, with a broken jaw, by the time September rolls back around, you may not be ready to play again. Or he's going to have one of those stupid harnesses on him.
Yeah, he won't be Big Ben. If that jaw's wired shut for, let's say, 6 to 8 weeks, and he's not eating anything but fluids...
That's a good point.
He won't be ready for the season.
That's a good point. It is really tough to keep weight on if you're not able to chew on a steak. Here is Mike. Mike, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, wasn't Aaron Boone released by the Yankees for getting some type of an accident and screwing up his knee?
Aaron Boone was playing what? Was he playing basketball or soccer or something?
Yeah, he was playing a pickup game and tore up his knee, tore up the ACL. And, they voided the contract, they released him, and they signed A-Rod, and the rest is history.
Yeah, they haven't won a championship yet. Yeah. Here is Dan. Dan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I'm a big-ass wannabe, fellas. Hey, I race motorcycles. I probably wrecked about 25 times. And, despite how I sound, I don't have any brain damage or anything. But I've always had a helmet. And just getting on a bike out on the street, that's crazy with no helmet.
Yeah, it is insane. Now, I guess in Pennsylvania, you can legally ride without a helmet? That's the deal that Giant Brian mentioned?
Yeah, you can here in Ohio, too. But then, if you get pulled, if you don't have your seatbelt on, they'll pull you over and give you a ticket for no seatbelt. You can have a jackass like flip-flops and a pair of shorts ride a motorcycle down the road.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. I never even got the seatbelt rule either. It's just bizarre to me. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Dan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron, if the person who did this gets charged with anything, they're going to be ostracized and lynched in that city.
No matter what happens, it's still going to be difficult for that person to live in Pittsburgh. It's a deadly, ugly, dirty little town as it is. Under the best circumstances, they are vicious, vicious football fans in there. And forget about Bartman. If this guy cost them a QB the year after they won the Super Bowl, forget about it. Ken, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Jason Witten for the Cowboys played half a season with a broken jaw, so it can be done.
Oh, it can be done, but look how the Cowboys did. I mean, the point is this. Fez came up with a good point that you're not going to be Big Ben Roethlisberger if you drop 35, 40 pounds.
Didn't Peyton Manning play with a broken jaw, too, I think? In his bad seasons?
Yeah, he played with a busted lip, but the quarterback's different. You got to call signals, you got to change plays. You're constantly communicating with your players and with the coaches.
I can't hear you. I can't tell what you're saying, Ben.
Nate, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron, how's it going?
Good, Bob.
I just wanted to let you know about the helmet laws in Pennsylvania. That's a new thing. Pennsylvania used to be you had to wear a helmet. They just changed it about a year, maybe 2 years ago.
Okay.
So I ride myself, and I prefer not to wear a helmet, although if I'm out on a major highway, I put it on.
So if you're a major highway, you put your helmet on?
Yeah, if I'm on country roads or on roads with not a lot of traffic, I prefer to have the helmet off. But if I'm going to be in a high-volume area with a lot of traffic, I put the helmet on.
You know, a lot of traffic is the problem right now. There are so many. Think of how many fender benders cars get in. You do that with a bike, you're in a major accident, even with the helmet on. You don't have the helmet, you're taking that gamble every single time.
From this footage that they're showing from this Pittsburgh station, WTAE, it looks like it was a pretty busy intersection. I mean, there's overpasses. It looks like an interstate area.
Yeah, that's not smart. I agree with everything Ron said about having that contract. He shouldn't have been on that bike. I mean, you only have a 5, 8, 10-year career, so.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd also stop guys from playing basketball. I wouldn't let them do anything where they could physically get hurt. I don't think it's too much to ask.
I think with
I agree
pitchers,
with you wholeheartedly.
With major league pitchers now, they don't even have. I think it's written in where they can't even operate any kind of equipment anymore. They're nervous about them
A
shaving.
major league pitcher is not allowed to jack off now because they think you can ruin your ACL through that. That you can really start and cost yourself. David, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Good.
Not to get too far off the subject, but if states can have a helmet law or not a helmet law, what I don't understand is how the fuck can they pull you over and give you a ticket if you don't wear your seatbelt?
They do have a seatbelt law.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the same argument as why can you drink and not smoke pot? If something is the law, that's what the police enforce. They don't go around making moral judgments, at least they're not supposed to. The fact is, is a seatbelt a federal law or is that state by state?
I think everybody has that law.
But it's not a federal law.
No.
It went through all 50 states.
I think it's one of those things where it's like the feds pushed every state to pass that law, so every state has one.
Hey, Leroy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Don't worry about
it. Hey,
it.
in Pennsylvania, you don't have to, you can get away without wearing a helmet on a motorcycle, but you have to wear a helmet, and it's against the law if you don't on a bicycle. What sense does that make?
No, it's all fucking crazy. And what looks dumber than a little kid on a tricycle wearing a helmet? You see it all the time.
If I was a kid nowadays, I would just never ride a bike. If you have to strap that big retard helmet on.
Terry, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hey, whenever he said big fan of Jaw, you think they'll hang it out there like cowards?
You know, I don't know how it's going to go. I'm not going to make any jokes about the guy because we don't know what kind of condition he's in. We have no idea whether this could be career-ending or not. And I'm sure they're not even thinking career-ending on that table right now. They're just going to make sure they can patch the guy up as quick as they can. Then later they're going to sit down and decide how's this going to affect the rest of his career. But I have seen Fez has put up this television station, and the car that he hit is in pretty bad shape. Like a gigantic quarterback went flying across it.
They showed shots of Roethlisberger's bike, but it's hard to tell how much damage has been done to that.
Jay, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Back when Kerry Collins was with the Panthers, Romanowski hit him in a preseason game and broke his jaw, and he was out for like 6 or 8 weeks. So, I mean, it's possible he could come back at the beginning of the season, but like Fez said, he's not going to be in playing shape.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, all we've heard so far is about his jaw, but his entire body must have got roughed up on this, and then hopefully it's no brain stuff at all. It's going to take a little bit of time before they can take a look at this guy and go through each injury right away. They're just going to look at the life-threatening stuff first.
Well, according to PittsburghLive.com, he did suffer injuries to his face and lost teeth, and he wasn't sure where he was. He was asked where was he, and then they said, you're at the Armstrong Tunnel. He said, what city is that in? And they said, Pittsburgh. And then he says, I'm okay. And the woman said, no, you're not. And basically told
When he heard Pittsburgh, he must have been shocked. No. I live in Pittsburgh?
He must ask that question every morning he wakes up.
They also said the bike, a Suzuki Hayabusa, was completely totaled.
Yeah, well, that car looks totaled that he hit. The car that he went flying into doesn't look good.
The side view mirror on the passenger side is just dangling on this car.
Hey, Floyd, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey.
Hey, I'm up here in New Hampshire. We've got Bike Week up here, the big Laconia bike thing they do every year. Since Saturday, with the no helmet law we've had 5 fatalities already. And
so they just drop your helmet law thing and already 5 foot down?
No, they've never had one here. Every other state around us has it. And the first accident on Saturday, 3 guys got wiped out at once. And they come over from Mass and stop, take their helmets off, and then start riding, and they got clipped, by a car, and it just seems kind of silly not to wear a helmet.
It's really scary for the guys out there. I mean, when I'm driving, I always try to keep an eye on the motorcycles because anything can happen, man. You do not want to have that following you around for the rest of your life, knowing that you hit somebody on a bike. It's just so sick. I mean, you could just see this thing here. Normally, this would have been a fender bender if it's two cars. Now, Roethlisberger's on the table. Hopefully, everything will be okay for him. Here's Dan. Dan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, there, Ronnie. How y'all doing today?
Good.
On wearing the helmet and the seatbelt. The seatbelt, if you don't have a seatbelt law in your state, the state or the federal government will withhold highway money. So
right.
You can't build roads because they will withhold it. It's just like having a .08 on alcohol. If you don't have .08, they withhold federal money from the highway program.
So basically they go, you can go out on your own, but you're not going to get cash. And they haven't taken on the helmet thing for the same way. All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ.
Rudy Giuliani, he's denying that he's in talks to buy the Chicago clubs in a joint venture, including Ernie Banks as a new ownership team for the Chicago Cubs.
Rudy, I thought you were a big Yankees fan. What the hell is this, Earl?
It's a damn turncoat. I always see him and his fat kid in the mayor's box at every Yankee game.
And now here he is saying he wants the Cubs. He's the exact opposite of Hillary. The same thing that he made fun of Hillary Clinton for, from going from a Cubs fan to a Yankees fan, he's going in the other direction. Here's what kills me. How do you go from being a prosecutor to a mayor where suddenly you have enough money to start and put this deal together?
That must have been quite a few speaking engagements after he left office.
David, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah. Ronnie?
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, what I can't figure out is, and I mean, I agree with you about the helmet laws, I mean, I don't think the government should be telling us whether to wear a helmet or not, but, and the same goes with the seat belts, but I can't figure out why this guy, he plays football and, he maybe top speed of however fast you can run, which is probably under 10 miles an hour or whatever, and he'll wear a helmet for that, but the guy gets on a motorcycle and doesn't put one on. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
If he played a game of football without wearing a helmet, it would be the highest rated game in the history of professional football. Everybody would want to watch that game just to see when he got knocked shitless. To go out on a motorcycle and ride without a helmet, we act like, yeah, well, that's his right. It's okay. There's nothing you can do about it. Mikey, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, I just want to relate here, out here in Nevada. You can go to a whorehouse and get laid. You can go gambling 24 hours a day, but you got to wear a helmet on a bike.
Yeah, it is kind of bizarre. I mean, at some point, you let people make their own decisions on what they want for their own safety.
In Nevada, I'm sure that the futures odds for Pittsburgh repeating in the Super Bowl have just drastically changed in the last hour.
Mark, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Ron. The reason I called in is you hit it right on the head. People tend not to look out for bikers. I'm a biker myself from Wisconsin, and, I mean, I've had people pull out in front of me where I had to lock it up, grab the throttle, and let them know I was there. And with the helmet law, I mean, they fights for all states for the freedom of choice. But, I've had people I've known that were in real bad bike wrecks that were thrown 150 feet and lived to tell about it. And I've known people that laid a bike down wearing a helmet on gravel and, take a tennis ball or take a helmet and drop it on the floor and see what it does. I've known so many people that broke their freaking necks because they've had helmets on, and people that walked away without them on.
So you think you could be safer without a helmet?
In certain situations, yeah. I mean, it's all, okay, when your time's up, your time's up.
Yeah, it's the luck of the draw.
I've known people that were throwing, 100 feet off a bike, hit the shoulder of the road, and, a buddy of mine, matter of fact, had a bad bike wreck 4 years ago, and, here, he had some head trauma, but he's walking, he's got a little bit of a vocal cord paralyzation, but other than that, I mean, the guy, he's riding bike again.
Thanks a lot, man. 866-RON-0-FEZ, Ron, Zero Fez. Here's Mark. Mark, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I'm just calling to give you guys an update. The Associated Press is saying that he did go into surgery already, and he was conscious and talking about what had happened in the accident, but his side of the story was completely different from the person that he hit.
Well, it always is, bro. It always is. Ben Roethlisberger, he's been in a motorcycle accident, and right now he is on the table being operated on. We believe at this point it's just face lacerations and a broken jaw, but we'll have to find out after the whole thing's over. Because a lot of times you can walk around, you could have hurt your knee, elbows, legs, all that kind of stuff where you're like, oh, well, you'll be over this in, 5-6 months. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be able to play football again, though.
Yeah, I mean, if that throwing arm is scraped up, that could be bad enough to keep him out of there.
Here is Eli. Eli, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, buddies?
Hey, buddy.
You know why Big Ben wasn't wearing his helmet there? It's because he wants to be recognized. Hey, look at me. I'm the Super Bowl champ riding my bike around Pittsburgh.
Well, you know what? He is the Super Bowl champ riding around Pittsburgh, and maybe that is a good thing for him. I can't take it away from the guy. He did win. He won it all. I didn't think he was going to be able to pull it off. Of course, I was betting against the Mavericks. I've been on a Fez Watley-type losing streak. I woke up today all excited about USA. We get our asses kicked 3-0 by the little Czech Republic. Well, life is a nightmare. It's a sporting nightmare out there. Donovan, you're on Ron and Fez.
I handle traffic fatalities down in New Orleans. And anybody who thinks that riding a motorcycle without a helmet or not wearing your seatbelt is a good choice should come out and see brain matter sprayed upon trees and skull fragments laying in the street after one of these accidents.
Well, a lot of people are wearing helmets that get killed. A lot of people wear seatbelts that get killed, too. I mean, if you just want to be safe, don't leave the house.
Well, people make an argument all the time about seatbelts that, your car catches on fire, you can't get out. The fact is that there are more, the times when seatbelts and helmets save lives exceed the times that they don't by an extraordinary amount.
Here's my problem with seatbelts, and I'm going to tell you right now, Donovan, you're a cop. Where are you a cop at?
In New Orleans.
Okay, well, I happen to know a little bit about psychology. My problem with seatbelts is this. It makes people feel safe in the car, which is going to make them drive a little more reckless. My theory is you get rid of that safe feeling, they're going to drive safer. You take the seatbelts out, you put a steel spike right over the windshield, and they know if they make even the slightest bit of damage, they're dead. You'll see people driving as careful as they possibly can. Maybe have that spike line right up to their eyeball. So if you even hit the brake too quick, you'll lose an eye. That's my new thing. I'm going to try to patent that and send it into the government.
It would keep me off the road. I know that much.
Here's Kurt. Kurt, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. How you doing today?
Good.
I live down in Florida, and for some odd reason, about 5 or 6 years ago, they actually repealed the helmet law, so you can go without a helmet.
Yeah, I think everything has
restrictions on it.
Yeah.
You have to carry like $20,000 or something insurance, and the thing is, you do not actually have to carry insurance on a motorcycle unless you finance the bike. So I mean, you can technically go buy a bike, not have insurance, ride around without the insurance, and the cops aren't going to necessarily pull you over just because. It's kind of like the seatbelt law. There's got to be a reason for them to pull you over.
Right. Yeah, good point. I think almost every place has had the helmet law and then has been repealed in different states.
Yeah, it's the bikers get together, they march on the state capitol or whatever for their rights, and they end up getting repealed. It seems fairly easy in some of these states that had these laws and now don't.
Where are you on this one, Fez?
I say make them wear a helmet.
How about you, Earl?
Make them wear the helmet. Definitely make them wear it.
I say it's America. You make the choice. You don't wear the helmet, the accident could be worse, but it's up to each person. You can't, if you're really worrying about safety, then nobody should be on a motorcycle. If that's where your big problem is, then get rid of motorcycles. And then you need to get rid of cars, and then finally get rid of everything. at some point you're taking a risk leaving the house. John, you're on Ron and Fez.
6632.
All right, buddy, what's happening?
How you doing, Ron? Hi, Fez. Hi, guys. Listen, I've been riding for 20 years, dirt bikes and street bikes. I wear my helmet. It's the law in New York. But I'll tell you, once in a while when you're driving, you'll catch like a cicada or a giant bee or some kind of bug or a rock that deflects off your windscreen. And let me tell you, if you didn't have that, you'd be losing an eye, a tooth, or possibly getting pelted by some kind of foreign object that would not, make you probably lose control of your motorcycle.
So when you're riding, you're actually in that bubble. You got the bubble on.
Well, no, I mean, the helmet itself protects your face. I mean, I've had things wing off the face guard of the helmet. I mean, It's just, if you didn't have it, I wonder, guys could probably call in and tell you they probably swallowed bees or got nailed in the face by a giant bug of some sort.
What about this? They have to wear helmets, but it's those old World War I German helmets with the big spike up there. I'm just trying to get a spike somewhere into the traffic laws. Leonard, you're on the Ron and Fez show. How you doing, buddy?
More people are killed each year by being strangled by homeless people riding a subway to Queens than ever in motorcycle accidents.
Thank you, Radio Shark.
What's the point? Just because he's a star?
Yes. The point is because he's a fucking star, because he has the ability to lead the team to a championship for the Pittsburgh Steelers younger than anybody else has ever done this before. He should take care of that. He owes it to the Steelers organization, and he owes it to the city of Pittsburgh. He's not a normal guy. They need to keep him as safe as they possibly can.
Like, I'm sure that, I don't know what, Tom Brady's hobbies are, but I'm pretty sure that...
Banging chicks 3 at a time?
No, but I mean, if he was if he liked, motorcycle riding or canoeing or something...
Canoeing?
I don't know, I'm just naming...
What, are you afraid of canoeing now, you fucking big pussy?
No, I'm just saying, if he liked to play...
What is your point with this, Earl? Where are you going?
No, if he liked to play basketball, per se, the team would probably go out of their way...
What the fuck are you trying to say?
I'm trying to get the point
How exact are you trying to be?
Quit listing activities.
No, I'm saying the Patriot organization will probably go out of their way to say, hey, look, you cannot do this.
Yes,
you cannot.
Obviously. It's just not Tom Brady. Look at the size of this fucking Czech Republic guy. Look at the size of that head. Looks like Easter Island. No wonder he destroyed us.
You rang for a giant on your soccer team?
We need bigger-headed soccer players. That's where we make our mistakes. Rich, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, Ron. Hi, Fez. Hi, Earl.
Good.
Hey, I had a helmet save my life in '96.
Well, great. Why don't you go around giving speeches at churches and schools?
I'm going to do that. But the other side of that is, these guys that don't ride with helmets, they make good organ donors. I also have a kidney transplant.
You got one from them?
Well, somebody that got banged up, yeah.
Yeah, that is a good thing.
They must not have slid on their back.
Huh?
The road rash to me seems, oh, God. Like, what? They should have to wear something that protects you from road rash.
They do. That's why you see guys wearing leather.
Is that enough?
Yeah, if you wear leather pants, leather jacket, you'll be fine, I think. You'll just slide down there. That's why you always see those guys wearing that. Now, we had calls about that before. I've seen guys wear no shirt going down the road. Just enjoying themselves, riding free. I say you need to have a big coke deal, and then you and your buddy ride across the country until the fucking redneck hayseeds shoot you for being hippies. All right, there's Roethlisberger. Look at the size of his head. Should play for the Czech Republic. There's his bike. It doesn't look like it's in bad shape.
The bike looks fine. The car he hit looks awful.
Well, we can't see the front of the bike from there. The back of the bike looks fine.
But that big head on Roethlisberger, I'm surprised the airbags didn't go off in that guy's car from hitting something that big.
Hey, Bob, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Just wanted to say hell with all this. This is nothing we can even control. This is the football gods at work. The Steelers took out the Bengals all-star quarterback, and it's just karma coming back.
Can you just please drop the season? This season already happened. This is a guy who you don't want to see get hurt. You don't want to see his career get ruined, even if you're in Cincinnati. Pete, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies, go back all the way to Tampa with you guys. Hey, here's the big issue here in Denver, where I'm at now. There's guys, they don't wear helmets. They don't have a helmet law here. The problem is that if you hit somebody, say I hit Jake Plummer, and he's not wearing a helmet, and Jake Plummer dies, I'm responsible for vehicular homicide. Whereas if he was wearing a helmet and had just gotten abrasions and cuts, no problem, no issue. So they shouldn't be allowed to sue if they're not wearing a helmet, and they shouldn't, be allowed to collect or any of that. So whoever hit Roethlisberger, if that's his fault, he should be clear.
You're saying that's called the Jake Plummer law out in Colorado, Fez. Maybe they need that in Pittsburgh as well.
We'll see if it gets adopted. Florida State Wildlife Commissioners removed bald eagles from Florida's list of animals in danger of extinction, and downgraded manatees from endangered to just threatened.
All right, so we're doing a good job of trying to keep these animals on the planet, huh?
Yeah, I never thought that bald eagles would come off of the endangered species list.
No, there's too many of them. They're going around in certain neighborhoods. They've been picking up kids and carrying them off.
Oh, that ain't right for a national symbol to be doing that.
It doesn't know it's a national symbol. They think they're eagles. They have no idea that a nation looks to them.
I mean, because since we were kids, they've been saying we're going to lose the bald eagle. We won't have our national bird anymore, while other countries still have theirs.
Well, Fez, when you were a kid, we still hadn't made the Louisiana Purchase. So things have changed quite a bit.
Rude and rude.
Well, when you were a kid, there was 13 stars on the fucking flag.
Ben Franklin was still commissioning for the turkey.
Yeah, well, I mean, it goes to show that, and there's people that are acting like, well, stuff gets endangered. There's nothing you do about it. Stuff goes extinct. That's natural. But they have been able to save some of these. Manatees, they were acting like they were down to counting them. Like they only knew how many finite were allowed left. There was only like a couple hundred at one time, I think.
Yeah, like a handful. And they seemed like they weren't going to be able to save the manatees because manatees were so stupid of swimming into boat props. It's like no matter what we do, how many boating laws we put up, manatees are just going to end up still getting themselves in trouble.
Well, that's not true. And we've got enough of them. Now, do we have enough of them where we can start eating them yet?
No, they're still threatened.
Because I got a feeling that a manatee would be delicious. And my idea is right now, and write it down that you heard it here first, manatee bacon. I just think as a summer meat, a summer breakfast meat, nothing would be more delicious than manatee bacon.
It seems like it's going to be really extra fatty, though. Manatee bacon.
So you're frying the fat out, just like you do with bacon. Are you trying to tell me a manatee's fatter than a pig?
It looks it.
No, my friend. A manatee is closer to a cow. Think of as a manatee is a cow with a lot of problems. It's missing legs. It's floating instead of grazing. Basically, it's the same thing.
If it was on land, you'd put it out of its poor misery.
Or, my idea, manatee bacon. Who wouldn't want a manatee turkey club? I'm talking turkey. Manatee strips, avocado, some tomato, a little salt and pepper, and just a hint of mayo. Throw it on a rye bread and you're on your way.
Doesn't the manatee have a bill? Isn't it one of those type of weird animals?
A bill? You're thinking of a duck-billed platypus, you fucking idiot.
Oh, yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
Why don't you get on the subway with a purse? See how long you last.
It's got a snout.
Connie, what time you heading home? I want to watch you walk down the hole.
If you died and come back as an animal, which one would you want to come back as?
I would like to come back as probably an insect, like a gnat. Something I know that's not going to live long. Because if I come back as an animal, I want to die as soon as possible. I do not want to have a long life as a tortoise.
I'm thinking bear. Just something because I'm really into the whole hibernation thing. I think that would just be a great feeling, to lay down for a long winter's nap.
Dan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hello?
Hey, Dan, what's up, buddy?
Hey, I wanted to let Fez know that a man and a tea sounds as good as Johnny Cakes to me.
Man and a tea, he's saying. He did a little gay joke at you. Matt, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron, manatees are actually called sea cows.
Exactly.
And they're delicious.
I would fucking eat the hell out of them. And you know what? I don't know why it is, but I think the snout looks like the best part. Like it would have that manatee bacon taste, but much crunchier.
It seems it's really bulky right up front, like there's a lot of meat being focused right there at the front of the animal.
I'm starving. Earl, we have any manatee?
We're fresh out of manatees.
Or any kind of bacon at all?
We got to keep the bacon away from you-know-who.
Oh, yeah. Heart faker.
I know who Heart and Heart faker is.
Josh, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. I live down in Tampa, right on the bay, and every morning I see about 12, 15 manatees. And if there's one animal that needs to be extinct, it's the manatee. They're fucking stupid. They get in the way of everything. You can't run a boat through there. They're just a pain in the ass.
Why don't you harpoon one? Now that they're no longer on this list, harpoon one and throw it up on a dock and see if you get arrested. I don't think you would.
I wonder if Governor Jeb Bush will say we can go back to carving our initials in them. Because back when they were really endangered, that was one of the problems. Boat props and people would actually swim with them and carve things into the side of them.
This is the first I'm hearing this. But nothing is crazier than the state of Florida. Dave, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I think they should go back over those population numbers. Hey, Fez, doesn't your family go swimming down there?
See, people are being cruel to Fez today because he missed his nuke juice on Friday.
It wasn't my fault. There was a paperwork snafu.
Rich, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what you need to do is take that manatee bacon and wrap it around an eagle ducking.
If you had some eagle eggs, manatee bacon, I think it would be fantastic.
Denny's new endangered slam.
They're no longer endangered, Fez. There's too many of them. Now, I remember when they said that we didn't have enough alligators, and alligators were going to be extinct in Florida. Now they're eating kids and hot chicks one after another. So don't worry about things. Don't worry, you're going to be fine. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Here's Brian. Brian, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, what's up, buddies?
What can we do for you?
Oh, hey, yeah, I was saying about the helmet laws and stuff. I think what we need to do is take a lesson from the movie Demolition Man, and when the cars crash, just have them fill up with foam.
You know, that is not a bad idea. I know that they had that in Demolition Man, and it worked. And you know what? If we can save and bring back eagles and manatees from the brink of extinction, there's so many more things that we could do. All right, Eastside Dave, when you heard what Fez asked, that if you could come back as an animal, what would you come back at?
I think I would be an elephant because you have a good memory, and I always thought the tusk would be just about the coolest thing in the whole world.
You know how many homeless guys would come by and take your tusk like it was a fucking Coca-Cola? Hey, by the way, was that Coke cold or hot?
It was cold. Cold Coke.
But it was refreshing and delicious.
Now you can't even look at a Coke because of the embarrassment factor.
I'm having Pepsi from now on.
You know, they said there's a couple lawmakers that want to put a fat tax on Coke and Pepsi and try to drive them out like cigarettes.
Oh, man, I hadn't heard this one.
Wait, they're going to tax?
Well, they brought that up to tax it because it's no good for you. Coke and Pepsi, you know, it's tasty, yes, but it's, you know, doesn't help with your health at all. And the same way that a cigarette is tasty, but it doesn't help with your health.
It's not nearly as harmful. What's
Can I tell you something? When all you fuckers stood by years ago and let these smoking laws go in because you didn't smoke, here's the slippery slope. Where now they're just worrying about so much safety over and over. You're going to have to stand outside a restaurant and drink a Coke.
If they ever do that, forget about it.
Forget about what? What are you going to do?
Paying taxes or drinking Cokes? Which way are you going?
I'm not going to be able to. I won't drink soda anymore. But I mean, what type of insanity would that be? There's nothing wrong.
The same kind of insanity about having a smoke. It's the same exact thing. They got cigarettes at $7 a pack right now. These things could come in for about 60, 70 cents a pack.
But I mean, Coke really isn't harmful. I mean, in fact, don't they even say it's good for your stomach?
More people are dying of sugar diabetes than cancer right now, or some crazy shit they throw at you. I don't understand it.
It's really bad for you.
Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, hey guys, I'm just calling to correct Earl on the Suzuki Hayabusa
not a Hoyabasa, as he said. But anyway.
Is that what you said, Earl?
Actually,
yeah, I mispronounced it.
What are you trying to do, pronounce names that you don't understand?
Earl said he was on a hibachi.
All you had to say is he was on a motorcycle. Who gives a shit what kind?
Here's what's even crazier is that that's one of the fastest production bikes in the world, and I could kind of see the guy riding around slow on a cruiser or something like that, but on a bike that fast, I don't know, that's nuts to me.
We were talking about it. Big Ben Roethlisberger in the hospital right now on the operating table after a head-on collision, it looked like. Well, maybe not head-on, but he did go into the windshield of an automobile today in Pittsburgh at they said about 11:50. So a couple hours ago, he is on the operating table right now. They said in serious but stable condition. Serious but stable. Hey, Tim, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hello?
Yeah, buddy.
How's it going, dude? You guys got to head up some kind of manatee harvesting initiative, get a congressman to sponsor it, and then you can have like a restaurant. Like, have you ever seen the Expectation restaurant where they just do egg items? You could do like, you know, mana something, manatee-rific or something like that. I don't know.
I don't know how you got through, buddy. 866-RUN-0-FEZ, 866-RUN-0-FEZ. Now, an eagle I would love to eat, too, if they're available. I don't want to eat one before they are available. But afterwards, I would love to get one.
I always thought that lions would just 100% sure they taste great.
Why?
Because they have big, thick, golden meat. You know, whenever you think of a lion, it just looks like maybe the best pork chop or drumstick.
See, I thought the problem was that they were too sinewy, that they move too much. That you do like an animal that doesn't move much, like a cow, or my feeling much better is a manatee. I think you could get a manatee steak that you'd be able to cut with a fork. You could eat this meat with a spoon. It would be so perfect for you.
It seems like a little too soft. Like it would be like pudding.
Yes, that you could take your steak and actually mush it up like it was ice cream. You could get a whipped manatee steak. Almost air-like. Just fantastic.
Manatee snack packs.
But chickens aren't, chickens move around a lot. They're not exactly what you would say is fat animals, and they taste fantastic.
By the time we're done with them, we have an air hose of steroids up them. Don't worry about it. Those things aren't even moving at all. Right now, these things are born into a cage and stay there. The type of chicken that we eat. You're not eating anything free range. You'd have been able to stand up to that homeless guy.
Well, we should be eating like killer whales then, by your theory. Or not killer whales. They're probably too much on the go. But a blue whale would probably taste really, really good.
I'd eat a blue whale in a heartbeat. Fucking love that. Don, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, hey, buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave, you dumb fucking Mick. Female elephants don't have tusks.
Female?
Because you're a female. You're a fucking baggy female.
You said you would have tusks of your elephant.
You don't have the best reputation right now with the callers. You seem a little pussified. Because there's a big tropical storm going right into your hometown, it looks like.
Yeah, Alberto is supposed to hit right along that coast of Florida, the Tampa side of Florida, I guess in the next day or two.
Lucky thing for you, it's not too bad there, right?
No, it's still just a tropical storm. I think they said like maybe 38 mile-per-hour winds, 45 at the most.
Where's these pictures taken from, where these people are underwater driving?
I have no idea where that's from.
Because you said it hasn't even hit yet, right?
Yeah.
So they're just showing other people, this is what it likes when it rains a lot.
Yeah, here's some old flood footage. And some small plane crashed into a house in Tampa today, too. So they're just having a week.
Mikey, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. Mikey, Las Cruces, New Mexico. I want to see if Dave'd be willing to eat some raw manatee with a little bit of barbecue sauce on it.
I'll do that if it's salted.
Entourage back on TV last night. You watched, Dave?
No, I didn't.
Fez, were you into it at all?
Yeah, I totally watched. I couldn't wait for it.
What do you think of the new season?
I was loving the new season.
Earl, where are you on this?
I loved it. I thought it was a great episode.
I would have liked a little more chick action, the mom thing at the end. I don't want to get too sentimental with my show. I want to think of these guys as bad boys. But overall, I'm glad to have them back. Fez, you watch Lucky Louie?
Yep, I watched Lucky Louie. Enjoyed that, too, seeing Jimmy Norton in his debut.
Jimmy Norton doing a great job. And then it was the Dane Cook, sensitive comics in a bus thing. I kind of struggled with that. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not used to pussified comics wondering how each other feel. That one threw me.
The one guy with the blonde hair was a little strange. With the spiky hair, the Elroy
I'm feeling
Jetson.
like you're on tour, you're funny, you're at colleges, get laid, do coke, get to the next gig late, say, no, I'm sorry, I'm here now, throw me right up. You do that show, then you're back getting thrown off, then you got 24 more hours of getting blitzed. Where the sensitive comedian thing came from, it's fucking beyond me. John, you're on Ron and Fez.
When we get done with the manatee bacon and steaks, we can make manatee coats and belts and boots.
I don't know. I was thinking about just letting the carcass rot in the sun.
Manatee boots seem like they would be like galoshes, because manatees just look very rubbery from being in the water.
That might not be a bad idea, Fez. You make a wetsuit out of it. And then guys are just fucking going out there. It'd be perfect. Here's Trucker J. Trucker J, you're on Ron and Fez.
I was thinking that since the manatee is no longer on the endangered species list, maybe we could put the red-headed yellow-tailed Mick on the endangered species list. His natural predator, the cave-dwelling black-headed Swedish stink bear, is his natural predator.
You're taking a beating here today, Dave. Trucker J was mocking you out a little bit.
I agree with his characterization of my assailant, though. I do. He was this very stinky bear-like guy. So, yeah. But I don't have a tail.
Yeah, maybe you were attacked by a wild animal.
Possible.
Bill, you're on Ron and Fez. How are you?
Hey, those manatees can sing. Wasn't there one on the American Idol named Mandisa?
That was... I know that you thought that was a manatee. I believe it to be a fine little soul singer.
Mandisa got a big black ass.
Fat and black, he got back.
There you go. Here was an email sent to us from Ralph B. Ralph B. says, I got a question for you here, boys. If you could go back in time, change one event in human history, what would it be? Stipulations that it has to be from human history, not your own personal history. Can't go back in time 13 years ago and slap the 17-year-old version of you into going and finishing college. Can't go back to this morning and try to protect yourself from a homeless man. Go back in time, change one event in human history. What would you do? What about for you, Eastside?
2001, when Mariano Rivera threw the ball over the second baseman's head in the World Series, that took away from the Yankees possibly getting 5 in a row. They had won 3 in a row at that point.
So
yeah.
If you could go back in time, you would only use the 2001 to save the Twin Towers? No. You would be saving the Yankees a stupid playoff. You would
think about the other thing.
You would show up a week and a half after the towers are hit so that you could save the Yankees. Thank you very much, Dave. Nice to see where your head is. Earl, what about for you?
Bobby Kennedy.
Bobby Kennedy. Fuck John. You're going to go and stop Sirhan.
Stop Sirhan. I mean, he would have turned the nation around, got us out of Vietnam.
No.
Bobby Kennedy was your guy.
If it wasn't Sirhan, I disagree with that because I think, unfortunately, but if he wasn't Sirhan, he would have been assassinated by somebody else.
Why?
It just seems like they were gunning for him and stuff, and they were going to get that Vietnam.
Who's they?
The government.
So you honestly think the United States government killed Bobby Kennedy?
Mm-hmm. I think they killed both Kennedys, and probably Martin Luther King.
What about Malcolm X?
No, I think that was more of a black thing.
That's black on black crime. Earl, you look like you're mad. You think the government killed Malcolm X?
There's definitely... Well, he was definitely trailed by the government. He was bugged by the government. And I never bought into that whole... It just seemed too neat of a rap. I was like, well, these guys shot him. These guys were in disagreement with him.
It is 4 gigantic things that took place during the 60s. During, 4-year period that 4 of the top leaders on the left were all taken out?
Yeah, and the story that was going around was he was definitely more into working with other black groups. They would have put the groups together. Him and King were supposed to get on the same page.
Listen to him. He's talking sense. Let's head in and shoot him. Yeah, hire some black guys to head in there and shoot him. Fez, you can go back and change one event in human history.
My immediate thought was 9/11, to stop the hijackings from happening.
See, you couldn't do that. You would have to kill, like, Osama bin Laden maybe as a baby. Like, so you go back to whenever he was born, not 1960 or whatever, and you kill him as an infant. Because you can't be on all 4 airplanes at the same time.
You could warn people, get everybody out of those places.
Who's going to believe you, though? You're going to seem like you're going to come across as a crackpot.
Well, until 12, and then suddenly you're right, traveling around carnival to carnival.
You could alert the Air Force. You could alert. I mean, just to intercept the plane.
They did in August.
No, I'm just saying, but have a bit more. Just brief them ahead of time.
You could stop those planes from taking off.
How?
If you called in and warned, if you called the airlines and warned them, that would have been 10 times more effective than like any of the memos that went through the White House.
I don't think they would have taken you seriously, though. I really don't. People do that all the time.
You're saying if you called right now and said there's a terrorist on a plane, they're not going to stop that plane from taking off.
Now they would do that, but pre 9/11, I don't think. That's what I mean. My real one was going to be kill Osama bin Laden as an infant.
Wait a minute.
Nothing.
How were you going to protect the Yankees? What were you going to do? What was your phone call going to do? Fucking play better?
No, but I was sort of kidding around. But I mean, the real one was Osama bin Laden as a child.
No, you've already lost.
All right.
You get whatever you get. Yours was going to be somebody to save the Yankees.
4 in a row. Then I'm happy.
Even before 9/11, any bomb threat would shut down a flight. It was just a safety precaution.
For me, I'm going way back further than you guys, and I'm going to stop the whole Christ thing from taking place. Only because of this. I bet you would see Earl equally, and his family, equally as serious about another religion. Just so for myself that I could see that every religious person out there would still be religious, only it would be about a different deity. That is my absolute belief. That it doesn't matter what. You guys all just want to put yourselves on one side and everybody else on the other.
That's pretty intense.
And that would be for no fucking reason other so that I could yell, I told you so, even though I would be the only one hearing.
We'd be like, worshiping like Stevie or something like that.
Wouldn't matter, yes. They would have somebody else to worship, have this probably the same amount, the no fun rules. They would sign it up like if you really want to go to heaven, it's all no fun stuff. And everything would be exactly the same as today.
I don't know if it's worth it.
You're fucking going back to get the Yankees. They're 25th goddamn, or 20, would it be 26th?
27th, right?
27th championship.
Yeah, 27th.
And you feel like I'm wasting a vote? No, I'm getting in and doing something. Fez, you were saving the 9/11.
Yeah.
And out of all the things in history, that's the big one for you?
Yeah, that's huge to me.
Bigger than Hitler, bigger than World War II took place, that maybe you could have stopped, but...
Yeah, I would still do 9/11.
Only because a personal thing.
Yeah.
Not in terms of life, not in terms of how many lives you could save.
Or even greater good, I guess.
And Earl, yours was...
Bobby Kennedy.
Bobby Kennedy. I didn't point this out the other day when Fez and I were talking to each other in the village. Who comes around the corner, Earl? Avril Lavigne and her tiny little boyfriend, who Fez yells, he's from Sum 41. And just as Fez says that, I see a stupid 41 tattoo on the back of his arm.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
How those two are like total midgets, aren't they?
They look like salt and pepper shakers. They were so fucking tiny that Bronx Johnny could be knocking down shots of theirs.
If they had babies, they would be sea monkey babies.
I mean, he is a little runt. I had sat with him at a show once up in Boston. I mean, he's maybe 5'3" if he's that tall.
What were you doing at the show with him? What fucking power punk thing were you at?
No, we were at, I was with ONA when we went to River Rave up at BCN, and we were backstage watching Public Enemy, and standing next to me was the Sum 41 guys.
The tiniest fucking kid you've ever seen, right?
I mean, I thought he was like a little kid. I was like, hey, you want a better seat up front?
Yeah, tiny and crazy thin, too.
Yeah, like rail thin. How did Avril look?
Like she would fit right on your dick. Basically like a condom. Like you would have to put her on the same way as a condom, where you roll her down a little bit.
That fucking Sum 41 kid says Canadian girls give better blowjobs than American girls. That was a
probably right. Because she looked like she had just fucking got off his knob.
How dare you, badmouth our country about that? I mean, he's in our country. He gets all his money from that.
I'm sure you suck cock as good as any Canadian girl. I'm sure you do.
That homeless guy today said you did.
He's a fucking dick. Plus, that song that Earl was playing right there is such a Beastie Boys ripoff. It's ridiculous.
Just calm down, man.
I hate him. I hate Sum 41. I hate most Canadian rock.
Oh, why don't you stand up to him? Oh, that's right. You don't, you fucking pussy.
I guarantee you I would knock this guy's block off if he badmouthed our country.
Don't guarantee a thing. You let a homeless idiot take your Coke today. Here's Chris. Chris, you're on the Ron and Fez show. Chris.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Yeah.
I'd probably go back and put my foot down and stop Rosa Parks from moving to the front of the bus.
That way you keep the front of the bus open for white people? Earl, you ever sat in the front of the bus?
Yes.
It's not all that great, is it? When you really think about it, it's not all that cool.
Isn't me like the cool kids always hung out in the back?
Well, that's where you can smoke. You wanted to be as far away as you possibly could from the bus driver. Here is Leo. Leo, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Yeah.
Hey, I would go back and make sure that Vietnam never happened, and by doing that, you would save John and Bobby Kennedy at the same time.
All right. See, he's thinking a little more than you guys. He's going all the way back.
If you really wanted to go all the way back, you stop Archduke Ferdinand from being shot, because that prevents World War I. Hitler, the reason why he became so much into war, because he fought in World War I. So by doing that, he would have probably gone on to his art career from the Archduke Ferdinand. See what I mean?
I seriously would go back and stand in between you and a homeless guy. If I could today.
So you would stop Franz Ferdinand from releasing an album?
I wish I could have.
Because really,
fucking thing got overplayed so quick. Hey, Scott, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. Hey, Fez, I'm glad you're doing better, buddy.
Thanks, pal.
If I could go back in time, I would. The night George W. Bush was conceived, I'd have his daddy pull out early and spray it all over Barbara's face.
I mean, I don't know whether in your time machine you could go yanking a guy off a chick. I just don't know if you could do that.
Seems acceptable. I mean, do they have an acceptable? Do they have an invisibility cloak? Like, that's the thing. You have to get the rules. You know?
We just got the time machine.
You got a time machine. That's plenty. Invisibility cloak? What is this, fucking Harry Potter?
It's going to be hard. It's going to be a lot harder to do to stop stuff. That's all I'm saying.
Will it?
Yeah. Without
all I got to do is distract Christ from his teachings. That's the only thing I have to do. And mine is so that when I come back here, I will see that Earl and his family are worshiping Zardoz and feeling exactly the way they do today. Nothing changes. The far right has a religion. It's just not the Christian religion anymore. Here's Russell. Russell, you're on Ron and Fez.
I would have probably gone back and kicked Ted Kennedy's pregnant mother in the stomach.
All right, so now you're gonna go back and kick Rose Kennedy, but after Bobby was born.
Yes.
All right, so you're going to wait. You're going to have to go back. You're going to wait. Oh, I'm going to go kick her in the stomach. Wait, that's John. Oh, okay, no. Oh, that one's Bobby. No, because there's so many of those Kennedys.
Yeah, was Teddy the youngest? I mean, Rose Kennedy, if she had like 11 kids before Teddy, she's probably going to appreciate someone stopping one of these things.
Well, she's Catholic, Fez. They weren't allowed to,
I think he was the youngest, yeah.
That we know of.
Teddy's an underrated politician. There's no reason to prevent him.
Not in Boston.
Who underrates him? Who? His name comes up all the time.
Tim, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies. How you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, I would do Fez a favor, and I would go back 20 years and keep that guy from fucking the monkey. That way, Fezzy wouldn't have to live in fear.
Did an AIDS joke, Fez.
Oh, okay. Because I was totally lost there.
866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Joe. Joe, you're on Ron and Fez. Hey, Joe, go ahead, buddy.
Oh, sorry, man. I'd go back and stop Christ, too, just because
That way I can enjoy Lethal Weapon again.
Because if he went on and made that other film.
Oh, okay.
All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. If you're just tuning in, and this is where you get your sports news, Ben Roethlisberger, in a accident while he was riding his motorcycle without a helmet today, went head-on with a car. Roethlisberger, as of right now, on the operating table in Pittsburgh. Any new updates on that at all?
No, not as of yet. He's still being operated on.
Fez, I don't know whether you've seen the new Details magazine.
No, I haven't.
There's an article in here called Young Whippersnappers, guys that are snapping the whip. And there he is. There's the Elo.
I recognize that haircut.
Now, here's the uncomfortable picture. Here's Elo in a hotel room with two other men on a bed, and it looks like Elo is paying them money to do stuff. I haven't read the article yet, but it is one of the more uncomfortable pictures I've ever seen in my life.
This looks like it would have been a fun party to get invited to.
One of the guys is the FCC chairman, and the other guy is a lobbyist. And the three of them are in some D.C. hotel room in a very, very uncomfortable manner. I don't understand what they're doing.
With one just queen-size bed.
We'll take a break. We'll come back and end the can we take it to the limit?
Can if we want. If we can go another 10 minutes or so?
Yeah. I didn't know where we were in this. In soccer today, World Cup action, USA drops 3-0. That is considered a romp in soccer. That's just totally having your ass handed to you.
This is the brain with great moments in World Cup 2006. June 10th, 2006. England defeats Paraguay in the first 1-0 game decided by an own goal in World Cup history. David Beckham's free kick was headed by Paraguay's own Carlos Gamera into his own net. On the lighter side, Gamera phoned home to Paraguay after the game to find out his shack had been burned down and his goat Pepe's throat was slit. How do you say dead man walking in Spanish? This has been the brain with great moments in World Cup 2006. Did we find out if they ate Pepe?
All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Here's Adam. Adam, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yo, what's up, bitches?
Hey, man.
How you guys doing? I got the best if I could go back in time.
Mm-hmm.
If I go back in time, I'd go back to the Garden of Eden so I could punch Eve in her teeth so she couldn't eat the apple, and we'd all be chilling in the fucking Garden of Eden, eating chicken wings, getting blowjobs with a bitch with no teeth, probably looks great, and we'd all be having fun. So,
Adam, I don't think any of us would exist without Eve. She really is the mother of civilization because nothing was giving birth then, right? Since nothing was dying, you would just, in the mythology, have been those two.
Right. She didn't give birth till after they were out of the Garden of Eden. In fact, after she ate the apple, that's where God said, all right, from now on, you're going to have pain and childbirth and everything.
Shouldn't we be all saluting Eve then? Shouldn't we say without Eve we wouldn't exist at all? If she didn't make that move?
We would not be around without her eating that apple.
They would have found some way to have kids in the Garden of Eden. I remember when I was...
they wouldn't have thought to.
I think they would have.
They would not have been able to reproduce. Because it's not like they were in the Garden Eden for like 20 years. They were in there for whatever.
Like 1,000?
Who knows? There's no way to know. Oh. It's a made-up story. But if you look at the story, there was no humanity until Eve did that.
I remember as a kid, whenever I would get in trouble, I would always get so pissed off at Eve. Like, I always used to think about that whenever I was like, if that fucking bitch didn't just take that apple, I would never be in trouble.
I never would have had this black guy take a Coke off me and embarrass me in front of a whole train of people. Oh, Eve, it's your fault. Oh, Eve, it's your fault.
The serpent told the homeless man to take the soda.
Chris, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Morning, boys.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, if I could go back in time and change one event, I'd go back in time and shoot Brett Ratner in the face as an infant so he couldn't make that steaming pile of shit X-Men 3 and save my favorite franchise.
All right, so really, if you could save anything in history, it would be the last X-Men movie. Over the weekend, Fezzy, What all went down in the movies? What was the big movie of the weekend? Cars. My big pick.
Cars bringing in $62.8 million over the weekend. The Breakup dropped to number 2, bringing in $20.5 million. And X-Men Last Stand, that was third, $15.5 million.
So X-Men Last Stand is going to be, is that going to be the first $200 million movie this year?
Yeah, I don't know if it was official, but they thought X-Men 3 was going to hit over $200 million during this past weekend. I haven't seen that for sure yet, though.
So as right now, that's number 1. Now, my Cars film hasn't opened as big as that. And I had that picked as the big cartoon hit of the year.
They were hoping that would get like an Incredibles type open, which was over $70 million. So they were hoping for at least 70 with Cars.
I think people are burned out on the cartoon movies. I think finally we realize they're just cartoons and you can't watch anything else.
Doesn't look as good.
Here's
either.
The theme song. Hey kids, want to see a movie? They should really have Gary Newman play one of the parts. What's opening this weekend, Fez?
I'm trying to think of what the big one is this weekend. I can't think.
Josh, you're on the Ron and Fez show. How are you, pal?
Hey, Ron. Hey, Fez.
Hey, man.
Hey, I'd have gone back in time and I'd have given Benjamin Franklin the blueprints to like an M16 or an Uzi or something.
So your idea would be to spread the fact of destruction. Instead of saving things like the rest of us were trying to do, he's going to go back and in his own kind of biting the apple, give the M16 to early Americans.
It's not necessary, though, because we won the war. I mean, we're here.
What about Vietnam?
I don't think we won. I don't know. It's a stalemate or something.
We would have had that M16 going into the Civil War, into World War I, all the wars.
Hey, Dave. Dave, you're on Ron and Fez. Dave, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
All right. Then what?
And then kill Hitler.
All right. See you later. Fez, I'm off to fuck myself and kill Hitler. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Hey, some guy, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, hi, guys. Hey, if I could go back in time, I'd go back when Westside was blowing the chef. I'd join in and we'd put her on the rotisserie.
All right, so you would start blowing the chef with her? That's really uncomfortable.
He's starting to get a little bit obsessed. Some guy with the West Side.
Yeah, I know.
He's called up like 3 times a week.
Yeah, but it's funny every single time.
All right.
The big movie opening this weekend is Nacho Libre with Jack Black this coming weekend.
What's the big movie? It ain't going to be Nacho Libre, is it?
That's it. The other ones opening up are The Fast and the Furious 3 and Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties.
I have a hard time believing that this movie, this Jack Black film, is going to be number 1 for the week. I'll be shocked if it is, tell you the truth. Here is Joe. Joe, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hello, how you doing, man?
Hey, Joe. Where you going with that phone in your hand?
Hello?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, if I was going to go back in time, I'd stop the Russian Revolution. That's the mother of all the troubles that we have with communism and the Vietnam and Korea and the whole 9 yards. I think that would have a lot of our problems today.
And if you stop the Russian Revolution, it's all easy going after that.
Huh? All
would be easy street after that, right?
Oh, yeah. You know, it would have even helped World War I.
All right, my brother, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ.
Some news that really doesn't affect anyone. The Chicago Rush won the Arena Bowl yesterday, beating the Orlando Predators 69-61.
69-61, a shootout, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Have the Orlando Predators been in every single Arena Bowl?
I think so, and I don't think they've won any. I'm not sure, but I don't think they've won one.
No, I think they've been champions before. But for some reason, whenever you hear about the championship, you always hear the Orlando Predators, which almost sounds like a made-up name in a movie.
If Orlando had won, we would have had our first quarterback to have a Super Bowl ring and an Arena Bowl ring. Joe Hamilton, who got a Super Bowl ring with the Buccaneers as a third-string quarterback, would have picked up an Arena Bowl ring.
Yeah, that is news. It doesn't matter.
It was It was Arena Bowl 20, and I was pretty surprised to know that Arena League football has been around for 20 years. That's really staggering. It's just a big number to me.
Here is John. John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie.
Hey, buddy.
If I could go back in time, I would go back and I would save Fez from the horror of having his ass hosed out in public.
Oh, yeah, one time when Fez was a little kid, his dad had to take you out in the driveway and hose the shit off you. You'd shit yourself, and he was forced to take you out like a manatee and hose you off.
It was not shit, Ronnie. It was sand. We had gone to the beach, and he had me pull down my bathing suit.
Was really your digestion that bad that you were passing sand?
It was just sand from the beach, and he was hosing out my ass crack in front of my cousins, and my brother and sister, and all the neighbors.
When he was hosing you?
Yeah.
Was it his penis?
No, it wasn't his penis. It was the garden hose.
Wow, that is big. Congratulations, Mr. Watley.
It's a regular hose, and it was humiliating. And everyone pointed and laughed. And I don't think I ever went outside to play again after that.
Why don't you dive in the water before you left the beach? What are you doing ass down at the beach the whole entire time?
I thought
packing sand in your ass.
I was a little kid. I thought I had rinsed well enough. I was fine.
Don't they have those little showers that you can do to wash the sand out, too?
He's sitting out in the middle of his driveway. Dad just plowing the bunghole with some water, and Fez is playing with his nipples. And that's his idea of getting clean.
I was screaming and crying when that was going on.
With delight?
No, not with delight. With shame. With shame and ill ease.
Let me just ask you this. Did you come?
No, I did not. I don't think I was old enough to.
Then, Earl, I owe you 20.
Earl, don't bet on that.
Fez, we got an apology here. It's some guy's called back for Dave.
Oh, good.
Go ahead, some guy.
Guys, can I reword that last statement, please?
You sure can.
Okay. I don't want to blow the chef, okay?
Oh! Oh!
That's it. Thanks, Ronnie.
All right, see you later. Oh, that's totally different then.
This is the worst public statement I've ever heard anyone have to make. I didn't want to blow the chef.
Hey, Jeff, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say go back in time and invent the cotton gin 150 years before the slaves come over.
Ouch, Earl.
What are you going to say?
You'd be in Africa right now covered in flies on a fucking UNICEF commercial. Somehow that poor kid looks familiar to me. Perhaps I will adopt him and make him my producer, right behind Mikey Boy. All right, folks, that is it for us. I got to hire somebody to walk Eastside Dave home. He's afraid.
Just a little bit.
I think tomorrow Brazil plays, right, Fez?
Yeah, I believe so. I'm not sure who they got in their first round game, though.
All I know is the Ronnies will be playing. That's it for us. We're back tomorrow right after O&A. Take care, everybody. Take care.
The Ron and Fez Show. XM 202.